this evening. You might have noticed.
Might be.
Yay.
There we go. I found it. Just give me the time. It's okay. We're still waiting anyway. Huh.
All right.
Forget all of us. Boom.
Okay.
Back to the
Go back to where people are.
Bang.
Hello. Okay, Mom
Yes,
and Ron and Fred. Hello. I'm so happy you're here. Who's ready for a drink?
Yeah, seriously.
I know I am.
No HBO, which is getting Showtime and TCM. Like that's better.
Free HBO and those.
Kind of cool, you know what I'm saying?
I wish.
Missing TCM for a long time.
I'd wear them every time I watch TV.
Definitely. Hello, Fred. Well, Fred, Ron, and Linda.
Yeah.
Lovely to see you again.
And Andrew and Keith. Hello.
Marvelous. It's so awesome.
Joy, I got one more. I got one more window I can close.
Pew.
Okay, good.
Gone. Excellent. The less this thing
Who's
works
ready
on
for a drink?
at a time, the better. I bet you could use a little something.
I could use a little something.
Yeah.
And I have a little something in mind. So without further ado, I think I'm going to make Peeps Pond.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I just came up with Peeps Pond about 90 seconds ago.
So let's remember.
Let me look at what I put in it.
So the strawberry ginger.
Oh, did you bring the wine?
The wine's right here.
Okay, perfect.
There we go.
I bought new wine today, and we're going to try it live
Let's check
and
it out.
see. Hello, Peter and John.
Yep.
Hello, and Samantha. Good to see you.
You got the ears. You're going to use them.
I do.
And
Thank you so much.
As somebody who's already commented, with ears like that, you can pick up transmissions from Mars.
I should be so lucky.
Yeah, wouldn't one.
All right.
I don't know what's coming
and
from Mars,
Julie, hello. Good to see you.
So this one starts with the Lee Spirits Strawberry Ginger. This was originally a promo liquor. And frankly, it still is a promo
Strawberry
liquor.
Ginger Gin from Lee Spirits Company in Colorado Springs. They sent us this. We need to give full disclosure on that.
Definitely let you know.
But we've tried it on a different broadcast, and it's really good. But I like that it says on the label, small batch, sip poolside.
Strawberry ginger sounds like it's going to be very liqueur-y. This is 90 proof.
Yeah, this is the real thing.
This is a real serious thing. The flavors are there as flavors, not as, hey, here's some candy in your gin. Nope.
No,
this is actually, you can make a martini with this stuff.
Gin. Hi, Amy.
Hello. So good to see you.
I pulled out a glass so we could taste the wine, but...
Yep. Now, which one are we using?
I was thinking I would try this one.
Gallo Family Sweet Grapefruit Rosé.
This could either be really good or really horrible, and we'll all find out together, because I just bought these today.
Deliciously sweet wine with natural grapefruit
flavor.
flavor.
Lisa and Errol.
Which makes you think this should be a nice mixer. Let's try it. Deliciously sweet. Slightly fizzy.
Hi, Tom.
Okay. Well, let's actually give that a whirl then, shall we?
Okay, we will. I'm just checking. I don't want to miss anyone.
There's a slight amount of fizz here. Your glass, please.
Okay, this one.
Yes.
All right, so I would use this as a topper, but okay, so far we have the strawberry ginger gin, and I'm going to do a ½ ounce of blue curacao, because I want this to be extremely blue.
It's pretty blue so far.
Yes.
All right, so here's our
sample. Okay, this is the
sweet and slightly fizzy product from Gallo. There we go.
Hi, Jennifer.
A lot of fruit on the nose.
Oh, that's really good.
Fizzy and sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, I could enjoy that straight. I'd probably throw some ice into it.
Yeah.
A bit. You might throw like a shot.
This
of
is
something
another thing
to
sip poolside.
Cut that down, and a twist would not hurt that at all.
So
as a topper, a mixer, yeah, good idea.
They did not send us this. I bought this.
No.
But this is Gallo Family Sweet Grapefruit Rosé. Talk about a good poolside sipper. So anyway, I'll be topping with that.
Yep.
But okay, so that was 2 ounces of the strawberry ginger gin from Lee Spirits Company, and a ½ ounce blue curacao, and then I'm calling it a ¼ ounce vanilla liqueur. This is actually vanilla rum, but it is so thick that I just use it as a liqueur.
That's been working perfectly fine as a liqueur.
Yeah.
And I think that I wouldn't use it as a vanilla rum because you're adding a lot of sweetness that you wouldn't have expected.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out the actual proof on this wine here, the ABV.
I'm sure I don't know.
It's nowhere to be found. I have no idea. It doesn't taste very boozy. Maybe it's like 7%, 8%. I don't know.
Hi, John.
Yep. Yeah. Hello, hello.
Oh, what's on the jukebox tonight? Oh, you know what? I should drop the playlist again.
Yeah, let's check that out.
I'm glad you reminded me.
I reminded myself that
but
I forgot something.
Okay, let me just...
You drop it, I'll check it out.
Finish... Oh, lemon juice. 3/4 of an ounce. Since I used 2 liqueurs, and I'm going to use a sweet wine, I'm going to do 3/4 of an ounce of my lemon juice. It's still really blue, which we want.
We're dealing with sticky stuff. I got to have, a little bit of solvent over here.
Ice. Here it is.
Ice, baby.
Okay.
Got your bunch.
I always have to drop a cube.
Yeah.
When I first start.
Because if you start, you drop a cube. If I start, I drop a cube. You know,
right.
That's the way it
Shake with ice.
Fair enough.
Peter, I just got it at Martin Liquor.
Yeah.
Like,
Just
walking distance from our house.
What do I like?
Actually, I think in the recipe I said to shake the wine too.
The wine is a little fizzy.
You can just, I don't think they were advertising it as fizzy.
Interestingly enough, because when you take a look at the label, it says so, and it is. It's slightly fizzy.
Then I'll just top with it. Happy accident.
It's not bubbly. It's not really going to pop that cork.
So strain everything but the wine into your cocktail glass, and then I'm going to top with a splash of my
generous splash of the
wine.
Gallo family sweet grapefruit rosé. There we go.
And I need a Peep.
Oh, coming your way.
Because I call this one Peeps Pond.
Happen to have the Peeps right here. Choose your weapon.
I'll choose this one because it's on the end.
Just gets this intense aroma of marshmallow. And the Peep floats.
Float a Peeps chick on top. Now I'm all sticky.
I bet you are.
Thank you.
I bet you are intensely sticky.
I am intensely sticky.
Bar first. And away we go.
I can't wait to try this drink. I haven't actually yet. Ooh, I need more.
This is what we get for playing around with Peeps.
I'm super sugary from that Peep.
Give me your fingers. We'll go from there.
Thank you.
Hilarious.
I'm still gritty. Okay.
Oh, yeah, well, we got
some Tom. Well, this is the first one of the evening. This is Peeps Pond. Mm-hmm. And that is 2 ounces of... Hold it up again.
Yep, the Lee
Spirits Company Strawberry Ginger Gin, which is 90 proof, so...
It is no joke.
Yeah, it is no joke. 1/2 ounce blue curacao, 1/4 ounce vanilla liqueur, 3/4 of an ounce fresh lime juice, a splash of Gallo sweet grapefruit rosé, and let's try Peeps Pond. Garnish with a Peep.
Mm-hmm. And garnish with a Peep. And of course the Peep, being full of air, floats. Hello.
Yes.
Interesting enough, because I would figure they'd be top heavy and it'd be capsizing by now, but actually it's just floating. Like...
I did try floating a Peep today to make sure that this little stunt would work, but
it's floating like one of those little pedal boats, exactly like that.
Hi, Betty. Oh, I'm glad you like
nice
that.
balance.
Oh, Samantha, thank you.
This is slightly on the sweet side, and the longer that Peep sits in there, probably the longer that gets on the sweet side.
Well, Peter says, who knew Peeps float? I thought that one of 2 things would happen. I thought it would float, or I thought it would, suck up all of the liquid, which might eventually happen and have it sink. But it's a great presentation for Easter. Some. You could serve your Easter drinks like this, and
I think
they'd probably be gone by the time people saw their Peeps sink.
It's very true. People will suck these up. While I'm looking at very little time, I think the base of that Peep is going to be very distinctly violet.
Yep.
From the looks of things here. So.
Hi, Laura.
Nice colors and things like that.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Yeah, we got a fine array of things. We got some great drinks here and cocktails and guests. Oh yeah. Well, there we go. Our house.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Well, that's wonderful. Yeah, I'm into this. This is good.
I like it. Kind of like it.
And I'm into that wine, too, which I'm sure you could buy anywhere because we're in New York and it's from California, so...
Shouldn't be any big deal about that. I'm going to have a little bit more of that wine while I can think about things.
While you ponder?
While I ponder. I wonder as I ponder. So, but it's actually... It's a nice little thing. I think a cube in there to keep things very cold would not be a bad idea.
Yep.
A twist, not a bad idea. If you did a section of lemon, give it a squeeze, good idea.
I'm not sure I would serve it with dinner. You know what I mean?
No.
It's definitely like a poolside. You could serve it with appetizers.
It's a room with Twinkies. It says right here it's a dessert wine.
It's a dessert wine.
Yeah.
What was it? Yeah.
You were quoting Greece
Twinkies
before.
wine, yeah.
Got on
Twinkies
the
wine,
brain.
it's real class, Jan. It says right there, it's a dessert wine.
So fun stuff. It's great to find a new product like that. And this is just a regularly available product. I don't think this is by any means outrageously expensive.
I think it was about $8.
It's kind of a nice price for a bottle of poolside wine.
Yes.
We'll put it that way. But definitely. It's very refreshing. And it does have like it's distinct grapefruit flavor to it, which is nice.
Did you make Rosie the robot do a couple of quick turns around the floor?
And what else, right? All right. Well, I didn't actually grab something to make from the old list.
Well, do you have any ideas? Or should I just...
I don't really have any ideas yet. Do we have those old
Well,
lists
you
I
can
can
always...
draw off of?
You can always... I came up with another one today.
Yeah. There is always the bunny as container. And after all, here we have...
This is not our idea, and we know it. We know this isn't an original idea, but time to serve a drink in a chocolate bunny.
The chocolate bunny. Oh, gee, it was all teary on the side.
I don't show me that.
Oh, geez, during a broadcast. On the other hand, he ate all the radishes. So
Lisa said, I saw you posted that. Tried our green apple Riesling. Very good. That sounds really good.
Excellent idea.
That sounds great. Man, I don't like to see Peter Rabbit all teary-eyed. It just makes me upset.
Well, what about Peter like all satisfied? He ate all the radishes.
I know.
Think about it that way. So
And
here
then
we
it
go.
comes with a Peter Rabbit book, which, spoiler alert, is going to make me all weepy too. So.
Beatrix Potter. This is the... It's not even coming out.
No, you have to be
Miniature version of
careful.
the
You
book.
have to be careful.
I will take this
Taking
apart
it out.
later. I don't want to tear the book.
No, you don't.
No. Once upon a time.
I remember one year we were standing here reading the Peter Rabbit book, and I started getting all upset.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, you know. It's one of those instructional kind of tales. Now, the first thing we need to do, of course, is to make an incision inside the container. I know, it seems cruel, but that's the whole purpose in life.
No, oh, I was going to do it higher.
All right, right there?
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. I will take the advice to do it wherever.
Well, I don't know. Just you get more.
Get more drink in there.
Get more bunny.
More bunny out of that.
With your drink.
And the great thing is, if you take a little ear off, don't mind if I do.
I don't mind.
I'm ready for it.
I've got a Peep too. The candy is piling up back here.
Yeah, seriously.
It is also very sticky.
So
behind
is
the
the
bar.
stickiness. I will say that like right off the bat. I'm going to notice something very carefully. Total capacity inside this little fellow is not large. This is like a kind of a really small size mug.
Yep.
So we have to plan accordingly. I'm not making any zombies in here.
I think you could make like an actual regular size cocktail.
A regular size cocktail inside the chocolate. Now let's work with what we've got that would make a lot of sense.
Oh, thank you, Betty. Betty says I love today's show, candy, chocolate, and alcohol. Right?
You know, at this time of year,
Cadbury egg, right?
What I think a lot of adults do is those three things. Now, what was the name of? There's a Christmas album, I believe it was Anna Steyer a few years ago, had Sugar and Booze. That was her take on the holidays. I think she's about correct. So,
oh my God, you got to see this. Hi, David. I was laughing about the chocolate bunny. His sister was at a school event, and an old lady was passing out chocolates to third graders unaware they contained booze inside them.
Whoops. Here,
I remember those. Well, you can still buy those at Vermont Country Store.
Definitely. You know, perhaps the little bottle that said Marnier might have been a giveaway, but just saying.
Yeah,
you know,
make
you
my
never know.
Peep face forward.
Yeah, definitely.
Face the camera.
The Peep is still very stable. It's holding up just pretty boat-like.
Yeah, David, maybe you should have a wash basin for today. I have said in the past that maybe we should put a sink in behind the bar, but then we would have a sink in our living room anyway. Yeah. Oh, John's asking if we're going to see a drink made with a Cadbury cream egg. I thought about that. Yeah. I did not buy any Cadbury cream eggs because I bought all the other candy, but
I bought everything else. So.
And it wasn't just me. Just on a random Wednesday morning, our supermarket, the Easter candy aisle was mobbed.
Getting pretty decimated.
Yeah.
People are looking at the fact that that candy aisle is going to disappear very soon. Used to linger a little more, but I think
I hope it
stores,
makes it to Easter.
Stores have like tighter buying policies these days. Things don't linger too much.
No. Our store is completely out of Spam.
How about that?
Completely. Not one. Well, actually, they have the Spam singles.
Oh,
the ones that come in like
the one pack.
Single packet.
Yeah, one slice of Spam that would make one sandwich.
Happy Easter to you, Tom.
Definitely. Well, I would say among other things, which is interesting, and I think the Spam is a supply line problem. I don't think that.
I'm sure it is. So anyone who says there aren't still supply line problems is out of their minds.
I don't think that Hormel has really like curtailed production or anything. They're still producing a lot of hams and things. Certainly for Easter. And what happens with all those stray bits that you make all the hams? You've got all this like pork shoulder kicking around. You grind it up, you put it in a can. Boom. That is Spam. So.
But yes, our supermarket, I took a picture of it. All there was on the Spam shelf was one discarded bottle of mouthwash. It
just sounds like some strange scenario.
Oh, hi, Suze. Thank you.
Bottle of scope there on the Spam aisle.
Thank you.
And on the subject of the Cadbury eggs, has anybody ever taken one of those, unwrapped it, and said, and just like,
I thought about it. Sugar cane. Hello.
Hello, Sugar.
Thank you for joining us.
Hey, Sugar. Shug, we're actually on 2 platforms right now. We're on
Facebook. We're on Facebook and YouTube. So you're seeing us on YouTube, and there's also a chat on Facebook. So you're not crazy.
If you want to join the chat on Facebook, you're certainly welcome. Come on down.
Thank you so much for being here.
If you're happy to be where you are, stay where you are.
Exactly.
Start the chat here. Lovely, marvelous.
Spam on a stick. I know. Well, fortunately, we had a can because.
Yeah, seriously.
Whew, I don't know.
I'm thinking about the cream eggs, and they have a very particular flavor profile.
But I thought about it.
Heavily vanilla, almost a little bit of a marshmallow thing going on. There's no marshmallow in them. And of course the milk chocolate. And like you could kind of like slice it and soak it in like some vodka or something. And I think you'd end up with like an oily mess. But you would probably like extract some of that flavor.
Peter, we did not get any gel rings for Passover.
Oh, gel rings.
That's a good idea, though.
But you know what I
bet you can still get them.
You remind me of things that are still on the shelf, if you're lucky, because Passover is at this point like half over, there's the kosher Coke in the 2-liter bottles.
Oh, right.
If you're thinking,
you're
what?
Yourself.
If you're thinking, what's that all about? Like every year, like the Coca-Cola Corporation, actually, careful, if you would.
He's trying to move the knife because he's about to cut himself.
I'm not concerned at all. Every year, Coca-Cola Corporation decides, realizes that they can't sell their normal product to observant people of the Jewish faith because of the fact that it contains corn products. Right. That's considered a grain. So this is a very arcane kind of a thing, but, can't do it. So what do? You substitute cane sugar. So suddenly Coca-Cola has cane sugar again.
My Peep is still floating, by the way.
Normally you have to get the bottles from south of the border, the Mexican Coke, and I think at exorbitant import prices, which is kind of ridiculous. But hey, regular price, 2 liters of Coke, look for the yellow caps. And then just check the ingredients. There it is. Kosher Coke. Funny. Stocked up on a little bit.
It's like point counterpoint or something.
So, well, we're not disagreeing. So let's actually find something that goes into this baby right here. We need a good base.
Oh, Betty's asking, does the Peeps soak up the drink like the olives in a martini? Yeah, you know what? There's a little bit.
It's getting blue.
You can see it is getting blue.
It's getting blue there.
I've gotten down to the point where if I drink any more of this, he's going to be grounded on the side of the glass. Sort of like he was in the Suez Canal. But
one kind of looks at this and thinks that the Peep itself, being primarily marshmallow and sanded sugar on the outside, should be basically water resistant, but at the end of the day, all that sugar starts to absorb the fluid.
Amy's saying Passover foods are good for people like me with soy allergies. Oh, yeah, I knew you had a soy allergy.
That's right, yeah. The interesting little side effect about that.
Yeah.
And there are all sorts of things that appear on the shelf. There's probably a lot of stuff that's on the shelf all year long that would be good to have. So, there's so many things to look out for. Maybe maybe you're sensitive or allergic to corn products. They're in everything. If there's issues with wheat products like gluten, then it's like, what am I going to do? Well, the major substitute there is like oats. Suppose you're sensitive to oats. Wow, kind of screwed. Yep. It's tough.
I thought I was sensitive to gluten, but it turns out I was sensitive to oats.
It's the oats. That's craziness.
Yeah.
You look at your average cereal, your muesli style cereal. It's half oats.
Susan's saying, have you ever blown up a Peep in the microwave? It's hilarious. No, but I will now.
We have a bunch of Peeps over there. Does it make a big mess? Does it
and Susan's also asking, have you ever tried the potted meat product that's next to the Spam? I have not.
I think I have.
Have you?
Yeah. It seemed to me like it was kind of like the inside of a Vienna sausage. There's something extremely uniform about the texture. Slightly disturbing.
Oh, wait. Tom posted one of the Cadbury Easter Bunny tryouts. Okay, I got to watch that later. Thank you.
I'm going to check that.
I will check that out.
Big fun.
That's
big
funny.
fun. I will say that the Underwood's Deviled Ham is a potted meat product. And as far as deviled goes, not a lot of devil in there. Their major spicy is salt. So, you want to add some paprika to that. Let's actually grab a...
Oh, okay. New 420, by the way. I love it.
Don't mind if I do.
Okay, I got to catch up here. I'm catching up with the comments. John says, didn't soft drinks have cane sugar in it when we were kids? Until 1980. Well, I don't...
Circa mid-80s.
Coca-Cola. We were looking this up today. Coca-Cola got HFCS in 1980.
And basically spent a few years transitioning over to like a full HFCS product. By like 1984, I think you said. It was like that's what they were selling. So there's this whole conspiracy about like the new Coke and that's when they took out the sugar. Actually, it had already happened. What they did was come up with a new formula because their sales were flagging. So kind of made sense at the time. Not so much in retrospect. So let's get this going on. I'm going to need...
Yeah, my Peep has run aground.
How about that? Then it's definitely time for something else. So I'm going to need...
I am going to finish my drink, though.
Where do all middle pouring devices get to? Here we go. Hello. So we want a good base on this. I'm still...
I thought we were going to do whiskey.
Oh,
didn't we come up with this one?
Well, if we did, then dictate, please. Shall we?
I will. Okay, so...
1.5 or 2 ounces on the base?
I think 2 ounces.
2 ounces coming right up.
Okay.
Hey, you only live twice.
Live it up. 2 ounces.
Or so it seems.
Stop it.
Once for today and once for your dreams. I'm hearing that a lot, lady, for some reason.
Shut up. Okay, wait.
No,
2 ounces.
Shut up. It's been nice.
All right. Been rehearsing my Velvetones material.
Special material, folks.
2 ounces bourbon. And then we have the walnut liqueur that we made.
Hello. John's still here.
John sent us the recipe for this.
Yep. Shake that a little bit.
3/4 of an ounce.
3/4.
I'm creating as I
have a perfect 3/4 ounce measure right
do
here.
it.
Why don't I use that, eh?
You can buy walnut liqueur. John sent us this recipe and made it.
I think Nocello is a brand that we have tried that is very good.
Yep.
That's one of them. And there's others. So, and this one is 100% walnuts flavoring it. It's got a definite murk to it because we definitely...
The ones you buy in the store don't have the murkiness.
Those have been filtered out of it. As it sits, it filters, and I just didn't really feel like bothering with the coffee filter and all that jazz.
I would do a 1/4 ounce chocolate liqueur.
We happen to have an excellent chocolate liqueur right here from Trader Vic's. Vic's does great chocolate and coffee.
I recommend really looking for the Trader Vic's.
Yeah, it's worth your time.
It's better than some of the other ones out there. If you can get Deadhead chocolate rum,
that is a different
God
piece
bless,
entirely.
I would get that.
Yeah.
But...
And if you really can't, and I know it can be very difficult on this coast, and I've discussed that with the major domo at Deadhead, and also with somebody who's trying to talk to their distributor in New York, and it was impossible. It was really impossible. What you could do is get yourself a decent rum and infuse some cacao nibs. Like a good handful.
Amy says,
that works.
Call the Egyptian tugboats to help your Peep is run aground. Exactly.
Seriously. Bar Chef by Christian Rolling. Oh, thank you. Much appreciated.
Tom says, may I suggest a small but effective amount of apricot brandy? You can.
We have apricot brandy.
Hi, Gary.
Do we have apricot?
We don't have, I don't think we have apricot, but we have peach brandy. And we also have apricot liqueur.
Apricot liqueur, I'll take.
You could do a little bit of that.
I'll take a little bit of that.
Okay, let me get that.
We used to have an excellent eau de vie, but I used it up recently. We only had a flask
Okay,
size.
I just said we have apricot liqueur.
Yep. And now you have to find it?
I
Oh!
was right.
That's the rub, folks. I've got it! Definitely over here somewhere. You know,
thought we
I don't know. Maybe I got it.
I thought we had it.
Perhaps we don't. It would be a drag. There are some really good ones on the market.
Okay. Oh,
Like
wait. Hold on. No, that's peach.
I'll just continue with some of these ear over
We
here.
got peach out the wazoo.
I have a couple of peach. As a matter of fact.
Still looking. I don't think we have it though.
Oh my. Okay, so perhaps we cannot do that materially.
You could do peach brandy, or you could do peach bitters.
I'll take the peach bitters.
They're
I think that'd be
behind
an
you.
excellent thing to add to what we're doing
There
here.
you go.
Excellent. Okay.
I would definitely add some lemon juice too.
Oh, sure. Which one is lemon, please?
This one.
This.
That one.
Love that. Perhaps a quarter or a half.
Oh, are you going to do more? I would do 3/4.
3/4. Okay.
You got a lot of liquor in there.
We do have a lot of liquor.
Hi, Doug.
Really full ounce of liquor there. So, hello.
Then Mark gives a walnut liquor character. Thank you, Peter.
Okay, what else might we put into this little baby here?
Okay, wait. So hold on. Let me catch up. So that was 3/4 of an ounce lemon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hold on.
Not 175.
Shut up.
0.75. That's what you're trying to do.
Shut up.
No. I'm saying that. So it's got a full ounce of the
Okay.
liqueurs.
All right. And how much peach bitters?
Haven't done it yet. I would give that 2 dashes anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yep. We're actually getting low on these. Time to restock. This is Fee Brothers product. Should be available at your well-stocked
Maybe you could do a
liquor
topper
store.
of the wine.
Okay.
We're topping everything with this wine.
Topping with the wine because we got the wine.
My Peep is just grounded. No. But it lasted the whole drink.
It did. It did. It did not dissolve yet. I think if you like refill that baby, you probably would see a little bit of a Peep dissolution.
Peep, okay, now we have to make a drink called Peep Dissolution.
Peep dissolution. Shake with ice. Okay, let that rest for a second. And I think that I should
Okay, I got
find
this.
this. This has the potential to like really turn into a sticky mess. So we need something to actually cut down on that. Because what I need to do next is pour into your chocolate bunny.
Yep.
So I'm actually going to do this. So I'm not actually holding the bunny. It's a very narrow opening here from the ears. And I am going to try this straight up.
All right, do it.
See where we are. First of all, does the bunny have enough integrity to
Peter
stand on its own?
Chocolate
It
Tail.
does. Peter Chocolate Tail. Peter
Oh, I
Chocolate
got
Tail.
out some big straws for this, too.
I'm going to nip his
How about a
carrot.
pink one?
Sure.
Okay. Wow, that's a really big straw.
Okay, I'm going to spot the bunny.
Or do you want one, too?
Sure.
I wasn't thinking we would share this, but...
We can certainly try that. Drop on it. Yeah. Go to town. I'm spotting the bunny because I have a feeling that this is going to be pretty tippy.
It's already good.
That is quite nice. And I think it would not be harmed at all by some of this, the rosé.
I think we should call it Peter Chocolate Tail.
Want the rosé or the white wine?
That one.
This one, okay. So more of this rosé.
Here comes Peter Chocolate Tail.
Giving us this generous splash.
Looks
There we
like
go.
carrot juice. David. Beer says, I do believe that Peeps would survive a nuclear war.
I know that's normally said of certain insects
Along
in the
with
world.
Twinkies, right?
Twinkies, believe it or not, have a pretty limited
Garnish with a
shelf life.
sugar cube and a flour. Aw. All right,
There you go. Okay.
let's try it again.
Yeah, that's nice.
It is good.
It's a little desserty, but it's got a pretty heavy shot of
you can
lemon
put more
to keep it in
bitters
check.
in if you want.
No, I think that's okay. It does have enough of the lemon juice there to keep that in check. So this doesn't actually go completely sweet. If you're thinking, well, I don't like it really tart, I suppose you could just make it with all the rest of the ingredients. It'd be pretty sweet. And it'd be a nice dessert thing. So
here comes Peter Chocolate Tail. I named it Peter Chocolate Tail.
Chocolate Tail.
What was Peeps Disillusion?
Peeps Disillusion.
I think we need to make one called Peeps Disillusion. Which we need to put the peep on the bottom and then pour the drink over it and see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Just see what goes on.
See what happens.
Yeah. I think ultimately, if your drink has a pretty high booze content, like if it's not...
Lisa says, the straws ironically look like rabbit ears on a TV.
Interestingly enough. Telling you. Hello?
That's hilarious. Let's see it.
Hey.
He looks like he's in a blanket.
Yeah. He does.
Because of the paper towel.
Because I have to hold on to this. Otherwise, I'm just going to have a handful of chocolate. So... And I do want to spot this fellow because he's very narrow, and I believe he's a little tippy. And I don't want any disasters happening on the camera tonight. Just saying.
Or the computer.
Or the computer. You know, probably the computer would be the way to go.
Oh,
sticky. So I guess we better drink this guy up quickly, you know? Hilarious. I love the fact that we restored his ears. Oh.
Tom says, sweet to see you sipping. You look like you're in a malt shop on Mars.
Interesting enough, I feel like I'm in a malt shop on Mars. But that's a fun one. And you can certainly do it. And if you're interested to do
Chocolate Tail.
I recommend you get to your local supermarket or pharmacy quickly because these guys are going fast. You know, big run on them this year.
Jennifer says, yes, that's why the soft drink makers release throwback drinks from time to time, which is they keep it throwback, right? You need a drink that melts in your mouth, not in your hands.
You know, the drink that melts in your hands, that just sounds like something is completely wrong with physics.
I know.
You know, the drink that vaporizes in your skull. You know, what? There we go.
Thank you. I'll eat him. I'm going to eat him. I'll eat him later.
Peep is holding on.
I'll eat him later.
He's got integrity. He's a little soft. But, you know, he was a little soft to start with. Oh, he's an old softie.
He is. He's so pink. They make all kinds of Peeps now. If you haven't
insane kinds.
Gone down the Peeps aisle,
dun.
They make a root beer flavored Peep now.
Down the Peeps rabbit hole,
which I just think, that gave me a chill up my spine. That sounds awful. But if you like it, I'm happy, and I think you should buy them all.
All the flavors. All the flavors you want.
They do have chocolate. They've had chocolate for a long time now.
Do they have candy corn Peeps? Or is that strictly the wrong season?
Can you imagine that?
Wow. Talk about a crossover there.
I bet in the fall they do have some sort of candy. Yeah. I don't know.
I gotta check. Gotta check what's coming from this company.
Yeah.
Hilarious. So here we are with the bunny with the hugest ears in creation. And he is, in fact, picking up New York City right now. I think he's picking up Chicago right now. Come to think of it.
I don't want anything to block your view.
Oh, yeah, please.
Peter Rabbit.
His ears keep being recalcitrant.
Don't throw away the box without getting the little booklet out of it.
Oh, no.
It comes with the booklet with the story of Peter Rabbit.
We're going to get that book. Oh, yeah. But definitely.
I know.
Got to save that. It's a whole part of the thing.
Exactly.
On the weekend, I think you're going to see a different rabbit. Ms. G.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Decided to go shopping herself and found a little something special.
Hi, Jamie. And hello, Mike, Melissa, Tabitha Cross, Texas. Oh yeah, Pepsi Peep soda. I don't think we can get that, but if anyone can get that,
interesting.
I want a champagne Peeps, Peter.
Oh, fun!
That's a great idea.
I remember somebody at one point having champagne gummy bears. Those were actually pretty good. Come to think of it.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, but the Peeps soda. I know. I didn't. Our store doesn't have that, but I would.
I want to see that in person.
I would try it.
Sounds sweet, but you know.
Amy saw a hot tamale flavored Peep.
Tamale Peep.
Okay.
Oh, hello.
All right.
Oh, the soda with the Pop Rocks. Okay.
Does the bunny have a tail? The bunny does have a tail, I think.
Yeah. It's
a vestigial tail.
It's a vestigial tail. It's there somewhere.
It's a vestigial tail.
Most bunnies have actual tails. I'm thinking that Pop Rocks with the soda, that reminds me of a legend, which is not true, unfortunately. But then again, if you decide to throw, I believe it's a Mentos into Diet Coke, is it? You got a volcano.
Tom says, Herbie Wallbanger with liquid Circus Peanuts.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
I need to go lie down right now.
When I was a kid, my grandmother kept Circus Peanuts around, and I just remember that was, I like any kid, I loved candy, but I thought those Circus Peanuts were so vile.
They are a really strange throwback. Of all the nostalgic candy that's been around for over 100 years, I think who actually likes Circus Peanuts? But
someone must, because they still make them.
You find them in every store. You know, Necco wafers are one thing, very nostalgic. New England Candy Company, Skybar, Zagnut, this kind of stuff. But Peeps, Circus Peeps. Even, what am I thinking, Spice Drops. That's like an ancient kind of candy. The spice is, I think, clove flavored, for Pete's sake. Yep. There's the clove gum from Adams, which is very nostalgic. But Circus Peanuts, who in the world eats these things? They're basically this peanut-shaped thing that is a really tough orange exterior, sort of a marshmallow inside. That's kind of flavored like banana, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a bizarre combo of things. I don't know who came up with
not that bunny, the tall one. Oh, wow, yeah. Jamie. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I do not have it.
Oh, well, okay.
The vestigial
tail.
That's like Peter here. Oh, okay. Errol can eat a bag of Circus Peanuts. Well, that's why they still make them, right?
He
likes licorice too.
Two different people here like
okay, all right.
You know, so
his mother loved candy corn.
She liked the candy corn.
You know.
I can stand.
Hi, Dawn.
I can stand some candy corn.
Don says Skybar is my favorite.
Oh, Skybar is like 4 different things in one. Apparently, the original Three Musketeers was 3 sections with vanilla, chocolate, strawberry. Dig that for a while. Dig about the fact that a contemporary one is 1 flavor. What a ripoff,
No, wasn't that Three Musketeers?
I'm talking about Three Musketeers.
I thought you were talking about Skybar.
No, Skybar is 4 flavors.
Oh, Melissa
like
just bought Spice Drops today.
Yeah. Bang!
I was in the store. Okay, all right. I'm glad we've got Circus Peanut lovers here. I really am. It makes me happy because I want them to keep making them. I just don't ever want to eat them.
Yeah, they're bizarre.
I want someone else to eat them.
But I go for some nostalgic candies that are fun. So what the heck?
But I like all kinds of things that other people hate.
Things I haven't seen in ages, like Razzles. That'll put some fillings in your teeth.
Can you still buy Razzles?
And bottle caps. Bottle caps are fun. Those are sort of fun.
I really liked Razzles. Oh, Jennifer's mom loved Necco wafers, and her father loved Circus Peanuts. This makes me happy. It really does.
Because the New England confectionery is out of biz. That it was picked up by, I think it was Spangler. Picked up the Necco. So you can find Necco wafers again, but they're actually made by the other company. And Spangler's been around for like 100 years now. And of course they make Dum-Dums. So
if there's any
that's
candy,
really nostalgic too.
If there's any candy from your childhood that you can't find, go to Vermont Country Store. And their website is amazing because they're likely to have.
The other great location.
Oh yeah, malted milk, but you can still buy those.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whoppers. Yeah, definitely still around. Lots of variations on this. Right now you get the malted milk in the egg shape because Easter. Hello.
Malted milk eggs. Jello shots.
Oh, yeah, we're going fun places today. Another great location to find nostalgic candies has fantastic selection of nostalgic sodas, and as it turns out, a great beer and wine selection, which is Galco, which is in
Highland Park,
Glendale, but Highland Park. It's really it's a footprint of a supermarket because that's what it was, and currently they are the supermarket of candy, soda, and beer and wine. And they apparently have an amazing deli, too. It's just this great location.
The link.
But if you're looking for something absolutely insane in soda selections, they have everything.
I don't know whatchamacallit was. I love this. I love this discussion.
Whatchamacallit?
Great.
Oh, I remember collecting those wrappers of those as a kid. If you sent in 5 wrappers and $1, you got a flexi disc, which was a recording.
Oh, bullseyes. Yeah, you can still. I think you can still buy those. Amy,
yeah, bullseyes are still around.
I think so.
Definitely, that's one of those things that's fairly generic. Actually, I mean, you can find a lot of manufacturers are putting those out.
I'm dropping the link to Galco's.
I used to like bullseyes a lot.
I'm assuming everyone here knows about Vermont Country Store. Sugar King says, "I want a theremin." Paul made a theremin.
I did. It works perfectly
hold
fine,
on.
as a matter of fact. That was, more than 30 years ago now. You can make your own from plans on the internet. If you like to have vacuum tubes, it'll cost you a little more, but you can make it with,
Hi,
semiconductors, and it'll work just fine. Pretty easy, actually. It's a very simple circuit, to tell you the truth.
Right, Lisa says we love Vermont Country Store. Not cheap, but you can find some throwback stuff. Yeah, we actually went one time.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually
really,
we've been twice. I think.
Twice.
It's crazy.
It's a cool store to stop
It's
in
crazy.
because your eyes just bug out.
Yeah.
They have so many just fun little niche things. And it's the candy, it's clothing, it's
Mark says
perfume.
Mary Jane's wink, wink, wink.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Dawn, the candy box. I've seen that advertised.
Yep.
Marathon
Definitely.
bars. Do you remember marathon bars?
Oh yeah. It
Yeah.
was sort of a woven thing. It would look like a pretzel.
Squirrel
if I
nut
recall.
zippers used to be made in Cambridge.
So they are still made somewhere. I forget which candy company used to
The
make
flying,
them.
they
Still made.
have it
They're
at
good.
the Vermont Country Store. Julie, they have the flying saucer candy. I think we still have some.
We might still have some of those. Yeah, the saucers are filled with little hard candies.
Yeah.
The squirrel nuts are actually quite
Cherry
good.
Alette, yes, you can still buy that.
And you can find those next
Gary,
to
you can still buy that.
Walnuttos. That's pretty ancient candy right there. Any of these things which are basically molasses and nuts, that's a 19th century candy right off the bat, baby. A lot of fun. It's great. We got this whole conversation with candy.
I love it.
Where else can you get these great things? How about the Manhattan store that's like on Rivington Street? Now, what am I thinking of? It's out of my head.
Oh, Doug, are you thinking of economy candy? And
Bing.
Are you thinking of economy? I think you and Doug are both thinking of economy candy.
Bingo.
That place is
Economy.
great.
Economy is more of a hole in the wall, and it is so unbelievably
Jamie's
cramped.
saying Astro Pops at the theater.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah, like three or four different flavors in a pop. Isn't that
Oh
fun?
my gosh.
Economy is, they have a website too. Check them out. They're also well worth your time. They have a huge selection.
Yeah.
So when I was working in Lower Manhattan, and she would call, where can we get the following? And I check, and she wanted a candy thing. I check it out locally, no dice. I'm like, that's it. Screw it. I'm just going to take a long lunch and walk up to Rivington Street.
Yeah.
And just do the thing in the first place. Or go after work, walk there, and then walk back to the train to get home. Because
Well,
they
it's empty.
have bloody well everything.
It's empty.
I mean, at one point I was looking for gummy sharks. Got it. How about gummy lobsters?
I think
Got
we
it.
still have gummy sharks. You had to buy like
A half a pound.
some
Got a ton of
huge
them.
amount of gummy sharks.
It was prepackaged. I got the smallest amount they had. It was still huge. And then at one point, of course, I invented a
There's
drink
no way I'm eating all
that
those.
really, really required a gummy brain. And I thought, well, if anybody has, and they had gummy brains. So there we go. Brains and sharks and crabs and lobsters. Oh my.
candy.
We got these things. All of these
Okay.
things. Okay, so I'm going to finish this guy off so that there's
I'm gonna call
less of a hazard here. Yep, drained.
I'm forgetting how to spell it.
Disillusion? S.
I'll do it later.
Okay.
I'll do it later.
There we go.
I'll do it after having had a drink.
So,
Peeps disillusion.
the Peeps disillusion. Now we got to think about what to do with that.
Oh, Tom was saying, by the way, sir, did you ever have any of those drinks with Judge Smales?
Dr. Beeper.
Dr. Beeper.
Spalding? Yeah, well, we know
Judge
what Spalding
Smales.
did, and it's a good prelude to seeing it come back at you. Not fun. Boy, oh.
All right. I need a...
I'm trying to
I'm
think
afraid
of
I'll
what
knock my
else
ears off.
you can
if
get.
I get...
Oh, Economy will definitely get you. This is the only
Will
place
you get
I've
me
seen
a
on the
shaker, please?
East Coast that'll get you an Abba Zaba. Now there's a Cali candy right
yeah,
there.
yep.
I believe Annabelle makes those babies.
Oh, Callie's Candy
Mhm.
Kitchen. Oh, okay. Well, we're
Callie's.
close to the
Oh,
Poconos.
We're not far. I'm going to take this guy out of harm's way, but he can return.
All right.
Mhm.
Hopefully he'll still have integrity. We can put another drink in him.
sure.
We'll eat him. We'll eat him.
Oh, we'll be done.
We're not throwing away Peter Rabbit.
Oh
We
no.
wouldn't do that.
I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it. I can barely look at the pictures of him sad on the side of the box. All right. So okay. We came up with the name Peeps Disillusion. And that got my brain going. What do I want to do in Peeps Disillusion? I bought this whole other bottle of wine there that we haven't even gotten into yet.
Oh, we will. I wanted to have something a little lighter tonight.
I
think
feel like
these
Peeps
things are doing the job
Disillusion might
nicely.
want tequila, though.
Do you need to get the tequila?
I'll get it.
Okay. I'll take
right
chocolate
here.
candies.
All right.
Things which I think you can definitely get at economy because I have gotten them, and they are pretty hard on the East Coast otherwise, like Big Cherry. There's yeah,
my favorite.
I think that's an Annabelle candy
Which
as
is
well.
like Cherry Alette. Gary said Cherry Alette.
Cherry
and
Alette.
yeah, it's very similar.
There's, I think, and I'm not entirely sure, I might not have seen this there, there's that Idaho Spud.
So anyone else
It's a fun
mentioned
one.
you look like Brian Doyle Murray. I know it's an obscure reference.
Well, certainly in this getup, I kind of resemble him, like on the golf course, if you know what I mean. So
that hat, it's
yeah,
the hat.
the hat really does it. This is the Easter hat, and I'm thinking, what was it? Idaho Spud is a fun one. That is literally a potato-shaped candy. It's chocolate covered, but it's a white inside that's actually not potato flavored, and it doesn't have any potato starch at all. It is coconut flavored. It's got a strange consistency.
Yeah, I remember you buying one of those.
But they're kind of fun. It's got a good flavor.
Hi, Aaron.
Hey.
I remember you buying one of those in Colorado.
Yeah, definitely get it out west. I'm trying to think of what's specifically east. You know, there's a pharmacy near us that does have some nostalgic candy. And you can get Sky Bar, and I think Necco's, and what else might be in there? Clark Bars. There's an old one, as a matter of fact. Sagnut.
Amy went to a record release party for the band Squirrel Nut Zippers. Old Factory. Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Wow, big fun.
I love
They're
that.
fun. They're a lot of fun.
That's fabulous.
They have a really great nostalgic sound that is very Americana. And of course, they've got a great Christmas record for those people who like such things. Hint, hint, we're getting to that point already.
Don't say that. We need to have spring and summer first.
Yeah, spring and summer first, could we please? Before
also
we
fall.
get to the fall, and then the winter.
Right.
But, I know, the time goes so fast. But,
Disillusion.
what could dissolve a peep anyway? Something acidic.
Yes. So I've done, I got it. I've done 2 ounces of Reposado tequila. I think I'll do some forbidden fruit.
Hello.
This is also from Lee Spirits Company in Colorado Springs.
So this is actually promotional liquor. This was provided to us. Full disclosure.
½ ounce.
Okay.
And then I think I'm going to do some lime this round. We've been doing lemon tonight. But what the heck?
Oh,
It's
shucks.
sticking to the coaster. Okay.
Yeah, that happens.
½ ounce fresh lime juice.
Mm-hmm. Got that ½ ounce of lime.
Yes. And
Hey,
I pulled out all
Al,
kinds of bitters
return.
tonight.
Bitters all over the place, I think.
Maybe some chocolate bitters.
Ah.
Oh, is this new? Oh, boy, I just cracked that bottle.
I think we had not actually cracked it because I was still finishing the old bottle, as a matter of fact.
5 dashes of chocolate bitters. Oh. Okay. Let's see. Shake with ice. I'm going to need another Peep.
Peep's coming right up. Cocktail glass?
Yes. A large cocktail glass, if you don't mind.
There we go.
And then I will also, I'm going to top it with my wine then. Before I strain it. Thank you.
Trying to type here. I'm not having very good luck with that thing.
It's all right.
So, you say hi to Aaron on the face? Oh, YouTube.
Yeah, I did.
As a matter of fact.
All right. So I'm going to place a Peep in the bottom of my cocktail glass.
Chocolate drink called the Oh Fudge.
Oh, fudge. Oh,
Speaking of winter, not quite there yet, but you know, people think about that
good idea.
all year long. You just think about a lamp in the shape of a leg, and away you go. Boom.
All right, so I put my Peep in the bottom of the glass, and I'm going to waterfall my drink over. Okay, he is
Peep disillusion.
Yes, he is floating.
It's actually floating upright, to tell you the truth.
But he's been soaked. So, but I'm not done.
But wait, there's more.
I'm going to add a splash of my sweet grapefruit rosé.
Oh, Peter's talking about the 70s candy gold. The O. Henry bar.
Oh, I remember the O. Henry bar.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so let's...
I remember that was a big promo from Hank Aaron.
We also want to...
on champagne.
We also want to...
One of the legendary power hitters.
drizzle your sweet grapefruit rosé over your Peep.
If your Peep isn't dissolving by now, I don't know what.
He's still floating.
He's still doing it.
These are a great garnish. Just
As
saying.
it turns out, the Peeps are fairly solid. They have some integrity.
Try that.
We'll give that a whirl indeed.
That's really good.
Yeah.
But he's all shiny.
Very fruity. It's got a nice balanced flavor. The tequila
He's got a sheen.
definitely punching through.
He's got a sheen.
I like. Does anybody remember a candy circa like 1981, 82? The Reggie bar?
Oh my gosh, the Reggie bar.
Talk about like, taking off of the whole O. Henry bar.
Tom is asking, how do we feel about Red Moscato? I don't think I've had it. I saw it today in the store.
What?
And I thought about it because I will try anything once, but I don't think we've had it.
No, definitely worth trying. Yeah, there's always one, isn't there?
Yep.
I remember at one point the local discount store, the Odd Lot store, which would turn up all sorts of things, would turn up food that was basically remaindered from pharmacies. And they had this massive selection of Reggie bars. And the Reggie bar was this circular shaped thing, as I recall. That was... There we go. That was basically chocolate, caramel, and peanuts. It wasn't particularly imaginative. It was pretty simple. And that day and age, I loved that kind of stuff, so I definitely would have gone for that. So I gave one a try, and I think they were a dime. So I think I ended up buying like a couple dozen of these things. So I had them for a while.
A couple dozen.
But it's really great when this turns up really cheap, cheap sugar. So that's what I remember about Reggie bars when they were discontinued, basically.
Never questioned the durability of Peeps. Well, I won't now.
Yeah, that was the man himself. Speaking of another power hitter, he was like, we're talking like summer of '77 Yankees. He's like right there. But definitely, we have a note here about the potato coconut candy called the Nino. Oh,
I have never seen that.
There's always something regional that's a little strange that you got to check out. Apparently, there's something in the Midwest called the Charlie Chaplin, which is it's more of a cluster than a bar, but it's just a
cluster.
It kind of sounds like
cluster.
Like Rocky Road ice cream as a candy bar. So, like interesting. You always find something.
Wow.
You always find something. I distinctly rember like the Idaho Spud is a fun thing.
Jamie's all about Goo Goo clusters and moon pies. I love that.
I think we can get both products. And it's where in the world do you go? The pharmacy doesn't have it, and the candy stores don't have it. But if you go to Christmas tree shops, has a lot of these weird kind of products. And I'm pretty sure you got Goo Goo clusters in there.
Which is a Northeast thing. So if you're not from the Northeast, you probably don't know Christmas tree shops. But yeah.
They have a lot more than Christmas in there.
Yeah. And John says a current favorite of the McDonough clan is the Take 5 bar. Okay.
There we go.
I don't think I've had it.
Yep. I have to try these things.
Yep.
Have to see if I can pick up a Reggie bar down at the local.
Hi, Kelly.
Hello. Good to see you. And I'm trying to think of what else was there. Oh, no one has yet mentioned, and this one will definitely take you back, because you'll probably remember the commercials, which featured a distinct piece of ragtime-style music, actually a little hot jazz music, the Charleston Chew.
Oh, I remember the Charleston Chew.
The big thing about that, it was really long.
Yeah.
And of course, there was a local joint where we could get it, which was kind of a rip-off shop, but he had them frozen. So you put down your...
you were supposed to freeze them, right?
You put down your quarter or something, you got this thing, and it was, you were supposed to like whack it, and it would crack into little bits, and then you would like chew on these hard bits, and then all your fillings would come out. That was a Charleston Chew. Chocolate, vanilla,
Oh my gosh, Doug. The candy counter at Sears. My biggest memory of the candy counter at Sears was my father buying that honeycomb thing.
Oh, yeah, the honeycomb candy.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's just spun sugar.
Amy says wash them down with a Moxie.
Speaking of all your fillings coming out, that honeycomb spun sugar candy, there's what's the English bar that is basically that? There's an English candy bar, because English candy is usually really sweet. I'm trying to think. What
Wait, David
called.
used to work at the candy counter at Sears.
Whoa!
Oh my God. No way. That's like
Wow.
the perfect job.
You know, what I loved about counters like that was they usually had these big bins that, like the glass containers that were full of bulk candy. And they would have things like chocolate-covered peanuts. And you could get like a really huge quantity of chocolate-covered peanuts. Wow. You know? Boston baked beans, that was a favorite when I was a kid. Those are really
I don't like those.
Those are just peanuts covered with, I think, like a cherry flavored coating. Hard coating.
I don't like those.
It's kind of
but
just
that's
like
okay because, you know
molasses.
what? That's why they make more than one kind of candy.
If you've seen a lot of these candy shows, you can see how they make things like, not licorice, candy canes. And a candy cane, particularly the ones which have 3 or 4 different flavors wrapped around, how the hell do they do that? Is this huge amount of sugar.
Luann.
It's like this thing that's about 100 pounds. And the 2 guys wrestle this, or 2 like big gals wrestle this onto a cold counter and work it. And then they throw it on a roller and they just roll it until it's candy cane size. It's like making wire, basically.
Julie says in Canada they have the crunchy bar. With chocolate-covered honeycomb.
Crunchy, that's the one. Yeah, I think
it's... burnt peanuts.
I think it's Mars.
Okay, I don't even know burnt peanuts.
Yeah. Oh, burnt peanuts were fun, too. They have similar kind of coating.
John is saying it's the English candy Bitto honey.
No, but I tell you, that'll take out as many of your fillings.
Now, you know what will take out your fillings? Jolly Ranchers.
Jolly Ranchers will definitely
Ask
do the
me
job.
how I know.
Yeah, interesting how that happens. Burnt peanuts are actually... They look an awful lot like you took a Boston baked bean and just like left it on the fire too long.
Oh, thank you, Kelly. That sounds amazing.
Such a bubble.
That sounds amazing.
Big fun. Okay.
Chocolate martini, you know?
I could
do it.
certainly prototype a chocolate. I would not call it a chocolate martini because, in my opinion, there is no such thing.
Oh my gosh.
There is a chocolate cocktail.
Lisa says we saw bulk licorice in Italy. It looked like coal from a distance.
Oh, yeah. Seriously.
I bet, like in a bag. Yeah.
Yep. There are a lot of things out there that are like fill in the blank teeny. You know, apple-tini, cinnamon-nini, blah, 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 bellini.
That's not teeny.
And it's not a
That's
teeny.
nini.
It's a nini. The simple fact is a conical glass is a cocktail glass. So you can certainly make a choco cocktail. Have some fun with that.
Do it.
What the heck?
Bitto tooth.
Bit of your tooth.
Bitto tooth.
Yeah. Got rid of that, all right. I'm going to make a small size one just because.
Has anyone else mentioned that you look like Brian? I love that. Hilarious. Chocolate. Okay. Chocolate
we happen
cocktail.
to have chocolate right here.
All right.
We happen to have chocolate bitters to punch up the flavor even further. This is the Bitter Truth spiced chocolate bitters. And if Nick doesn't know about these, he should, John. I think he'd be very interested in this and all of their products, actually. Let's see what else might go in there. Some of these nutty things might do just fine.
Well, are you going to do a gin? Because if you're not going to do a gin,
For this kind of thing, I would probably go with the vodka. Yeah.
Okay, you could do that. So you need a vodka.
Mm-hmm.
I will get you one.
Let's go with the vodka.
Let's go with the vodka.
I think it's a perfectly reasonable base for something which is going to have a lot of the sweeter flavors. I might, from time to time, do something in the way of a gin. It depends. You have to be careful what you're using and how it goes. Not all gins will work perfectly fine. So let's see. What do we want to do with this?
I think you should do the walnut.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And just a little bit of the chocolate. Or you could just do chocolate bitters.
Let's start with...
All right, what are you doing here?
I'm going to make this a little smaller just because I have a smaller glass.
These chocolate bitters, they're just different. I don't know how they're made. These are from Bitter Truth. We had the Aztec chocolate, but we ran out of them, so...
I guess we use them a lot.
That's what we got.
They both have a really intense flavor.
Pandemic, we take what we can get.
The Aztec chocolate has a very specific bitterness to it, which is nice.
Yep.
Because clearly they're using a lot of cacao nibs. And Bitter Truth, sure. Yeah. And I don't mean bitterness in terms of, we used a lot of gentian root or whatever. Perhaps.
No, that's really good.
I think they're relying heavily on like the bitter tang
How
from
much
the
vodka
cacao.
did you do?
1.5.
Okay.
No, What else might be good here? So let's go with the
The
chocolate
walnut.
liqueur.
Walnut.
Hmm?
Walnut.
Walnut liqueur, not the chocolate liqueur?
Well, you use a little bit of chocolate.
Okay. How much walnut do we go with?
1/2 ounce.
Okay. Continue.
This is the walnut liqueur we made, so if it looks like chocolate milk, that's why.
A little sludgy. Yeah. There is a lot of sediment in there from what we did. Nope, that's chocolate. This is a walnut. Gotta remember which one you're doing
keep
there.
That straight.
Yeah, very true. Gonna use a dash of the Trader Vic's chocolate liqueur.
Like a 1/4 ounce.
Okay. I can measure that too.
I can spell. I would probably go back to the lemon juice.
Give it a try.
Although I think it would be good on its own.
I think so too. No citrus. I think this will be okay on its own. Bitters will make it a cocktail.
All right.
Well, let's give a good 3 dashes. There we go. And that should really punch up the chocolate flavor that's going on there.
Oh my gosh, I can't type.
Oh, well, you already do with advantage.
What's that?
See, I dropped a cube now.
What's my disadvantage?
You're leaning over like that, so.
Hi, Kevin.
Hey there. Good to see you, sir.
Oh, not all gins are created equally.
No.
Yes, that's true.
They're all, these days, they're all over the place. A lot of gins out there are trying to just be a very standard London dry style, like you're familiar with. And a lot of them are trying to do something very different.
And wash it down with a nice tall glass of mead. It's whipped cream.
Well, we have some whipped cream. I could put that on that. We'll see how that goes.
Crazy. Yeah, this is definitely not a... Oh, cinnamon syrup. Yeah, cinnamon syrup's great.
We do have cinnamon syrup, which we made.
Yes.
You can buy some very
macadamia liqueur is awesome. Mm-hmm. Love it.
We haven't had that in a while. Trader Vic makes that.
Yep. Mm. Nice tall glass of mead. This might want a topper of something.
Let's see what it might want. Actually.
Hi, Roberta.
Give it a try.
It's extremely sweet.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good dessert drink. I think I would.
Which is what I thought.
Yeah. That's a good after dinner drink.
It's interesting because...
Oh, Kevin is also sugar cane. Well, I'm glad you made it over. Welcome.
Oh, there we go.
Welcome to the Facebook page.
Hiya, Shug. Glad to see you. If anybody would like to jump ship and go over to the YouTube, well, we have people there too. Whoever wants to be. And, can join the chat wherever
our
you are.
Our troll hangs out on YouTube, so go say hi to our troll.
Go say hi. Hey there, how you doing, Trollio? This is a little sweet because it has 2 liqueurs in it. Now, it's got, what is it? 3/4 ounce of liqueurs.
Yep.
To 1.5 on the base spirit, which is not sweet. And it has bitters added to it. So it is actually punching.
It's a good dessert
drier.
drink. I definitely.
I don't think it's as sweet as people would think because it has a distinct bitter note.
No, it's.
Yep.
It's fine. I'm not like, oh God, dump that down the drain. But
I think people would expect this to be rimmed with cocoa and have like a spritz of say whipped cream on top, that kind of thing. And
it's not that bad.
You could do that,
it's not that bad.
But it's actually honestly not as sweet as all that. I think it's kind of balanced as is. Yeah, kind of liking it. So there we go.
I'm still having Peeps disillusion, which he's still floating.
Still floating.
By the way, Peeps make a great drink garnish because they just float.
They just go on and on. He's not disilluting over here. You know what I'm saying?
He's got a sheen because we poured liquor over him, but
pretty
or her.
Or her. It is pink after all.
So. Trolls are entertaining. I agree with you, Kevin. I think it's hilarious. Amy says, I don't understand trolls. What do they get out of trolling? I don't know. But
not much.
But you know what? I don't care. So I'll just, like, they'll come at you with some sort of, like, massive amount of hate. And I'm just like, wow, that's so interesting that you feel that way. And they don't know what to say. No. Then they're just kind of like, love you guys. It's like,
who can tell?
Okay.
Generally speaking, what do trolls get out of trolling? Your goat. And if they don't...
No, thank you, Kevin. Kevin loves the Kitsch.
And if they don't, they've got nothing. So that's the thing.
Trolls are very entertaining, though. I happen to just not care, so...
Yeah, no.
Whatever.
I don't...
I'm way too old to care what anyone else... I'm wearing bunny ears, for crying out loud. Do I seem like I really care? Tom says, I admire both of your obvious displays of intestinal fortitude. I know. Something just snapped. I don't know. One day something snapped.
And it's gone. And it's
troll culture was a term Doug heard this week. I haven't heard that one, but I think it's hilarious.
I'm interested that you put together the terms troll and culture. If you call living in your parents' basement with 5 cats culture, you might call that trolls. Anyway. There's an entertaining thing going on there. There's all sorts of things going on these days that are a lot more interesting, I gotta say. You actually saw like a whole huge amount of awards contending pictures recently.
Oh, I did, yes.
Because we had all those cleaners. You had to burn through those cleaners like a bandit.
I did. I'm a SAG Awards voter, and the SAG Awards are...
It's happening. So
I voted already.
I have the privilege of being here.
Don't try to change my mind.
It's gone. It's gone. I had the privilege of being able to sit in on some of these things when I can, and sometimes I'm a little busy, and sometimes I just can't take the time for 3 2.5-hour pictures in one day, which she had to do.
I can.
So I saw some of these, and you can definitely vouch for some of them on the order of. I'm trying to think what we saw that really hit it hard and well.
My favorites, I already voted, so no one's going to change my mind. Troll subculture. Amy.
Subculture.
Hey, working my lounge. I love fluorescence and black lights. Oh, green lamps and neon. I'm a lighting person, Kevin, so
go to town, sir.
Got me.
Go to town and reveal pictures, please.
Thank you, Tom.
That's all I did.
Okay, my favorites that I watched, which the SAG Awards, there are always more people nominated for Oscars than SAG Awards, but my favorites of the SAG Awards were The 5 Bloods on Netflix, which is highly entertaining. If you haven't watched it, I recommend it. It was the only one that made me cry, too. So, yeah. So I loved The 5 Bloods. I loved Nomad Land, which I think is on Hulu.
Yes, I think you're right.
That one, if you haven't seen that, it was so interesting because it was Frances McDormand, and she played a woman. It's a long story. I'm not going to give you the backstory, but she decides to travel around and live in her van, and she meets up with all the other van people who are traveling around living in their vans, and most of the people in this movie were not actors. They were actually people on the road living in their vans. So I thought that was really interesting. Loved that one. Promising Young Woman. Great.
That was pretty intense.
Oh, Borat, subsequent movie film.
That's the first one we watched.
Love it.
It's also pretty hilarious. As extreme lack of taste, because I hope it does in that case. He goes there. They go there.
I loved it.
The young gal in that is pretty extraordinary.
Peter feels sorry for trolls.
Oh, well, somebody ought to, right? Not me.
The neckbeard is not a costume; it's for subculture.
I got to tell you, folks.
I love it.
Every day I shave, and you got to shave all the way down to here. The neck doesn't have a beard. Down here, whatever. But the chin has a beard. Neck doesn't have a beard. Just saying.
What else did I see that I really loved? The 5 Bloods, definitely.
Yep.
Nomad Land, definitely. Borat, definitely. Promising Young Woman is disturbing as hell to watch, but it was a really good movie. Oh, Wonder Woman. which apparently everyone hated. I don't keep up with the comic book movies, but
every comic book person out there thought that the sequel was terrible.
Apparently everyone hated it, but I watched it and I loved it.
I was pretty entertained. It's a big, overblown action picture.
Yeah, I loved it.
And it actually has some good commentary about megalomania, which frankly is very appropriate for our times. So, some of it's ridiculous, but so what?
I gotta look up the name because it was really good. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember at this moment, like on the spot, what were the films you've seen recently?
Okay.
But there we go.
Judas and the Black Messiah, really good.
What about the Black Panthers?
Minari, really good. The Little Things.
Didn't see.
Creepy as hell.
Oh yeah,
That's the one with Denzel Washington and Jared Leto, and Denzel Washington is a cop, and anyway, Jared Leto is creepy. Oh, Amy, I think you would really like Nomad Land.
Yeah.
I really, really liked that movie.
I saw substantial
it was
parts
so
of
good.
That.
Yeah.
And it's pretty subtle, actually. But it does happen to make some large statements about things. I mean, the main character is just working in a factory in where is it?
No, she's working at it's a whole backstory.
It's a whole backstory. There's a whole thing, but it's like a factory there that makes wallboard. And isn't it in?
No, she's working at she works at Amazon. She picks up jobs on the road, but
the place that the town that disappeared. Where's she working initially?
Oh, yeah, Empire, Nevada.
Nevada.
Yeah.
This is just like a town that exists because it had a gypsum mine. And as soon as that whole industry tanks, the town disappears.
Tom is asking about the albums on the wall behind us. We change those very frequently, but this just seemed kind of spring-like to me.
So,
we've got Cha-Cha on the Rocks.
It's actually a pretty fun record. Good Liberty title. And they're there dancing on top of a daiquiri. You gotta love that. Hey Bartender, Gene Terpak and his Dips Imperials.
Can you see that? Oh yeah, you can see that.
You just about see that guy. That's kind of fun. Cocktails Anyway, Bob Creesh. I've had people on this show comment on Bob Creesh. We actually found this sealed up in the plastic. That was hilarious. So it's absolutely perfect. Good old RKO label. And great fonts on that cocktails. I love how that is. And that's pretty clearly like a Manhattan. Enchanted Garden.
It's actually Strings In.
Enchanted Garden.
Michel Rene.
On the...
And his orchestra.
Yeah. I think that was a yard sale find, if I'm not mistaken. 10 for Cocktails, Mr. Boston. That's a great
we bought that at Jerry's in Pittsburgh.
Where we found the Bob Creesh, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
So, that's a
different trips to Jerry's, by the way.
Columbia Special Products collection that just happened to have 10 songs on it. So it's typical Columbia artists doing things.
Different Jerry's
They're
visits.
Not cocktail songs. They're just easygoing songs. But the whole cover is filled with all I'm looking at, what is obviously a grasshopper and a horse's necks and everything. Kind of fun.
Oh, Abra!
Hello.
You're right on time. I'm glad you're here.
Hey.
And hello, Chaz. It's Christopher Walken's birthday. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, we'll go to
Judas and the Black Messiah is so good, right?
It's well done. It's really
You gotta watch Nomad Land. I think you would love it. It's so interesting. When you find out that everyone in that is, well, not everyone, but her, except for her and a couple of other people, it's all actual nomads. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Abra.
People who live like that these days, and particularly, I noticed they're all out west.
Oh,
a lot
Peter,
of
I haven't seen that, but I will watch it. Nico, 1988.
Oh,
okay.
So let's see. Another sampler down here, Be Our Guest, which is a Gnp sampler. Gnp was a independent label formed by Gene Norman.
I'm going to get out of the way.
I think that he actually used to produce items at the Crescendo in Hollywood, and he decided to come up with a label that really focused on small combo jazz at the time. It was a lot of Hollywood players. There's a lot of really great things on GMP, and then eventually he decided to do some of the rock and roll acts, and he picked up the Seeds, and suddenly they have 5 albums on GMP, which stayed in print. It stayed in print forever. kind of hilarious. But that's all what Gnp is all about. And this is all Charlie Chambers, Buddy Collette, Charlie Ventura, Chico Hamilton, Chet Baker. Like, the lineup on this is great. A lot of Hollywood players and a lot of like really notable people. If John is still watching, I just named people you know intensely. What do we have over here? Our House that's actually
that's a story from the Treehouse.
The Treehouse, which I think was kind of a kid show. It's a Christian label, so I'm assuming this was like a Sunday morning show for kids.
Oh my God, is she on a cross?
Come to think of it, she kind of looks like it.
Oh, I didn't plan that, you guys. Don't be offended.
It just happened that way?
But
Oh,
she does look like she's on a cross. Hi, Rusty.
And then finally, the final album, Wien Weiß Ungesang. A German sampler of some schlagers for you. All
John
your
says,
favorite
never
German
heard of
artists.
that album. I'm not surprised, John.
No. Well, that's actually the Be Our Guest album. That's a sampler.
Gotta have more cowbell.
Your dad's collection definitely had some of this stuff. I can't really name it right now.
Maybe not this stuff.
You find the Gnp albums, and I bet that's what is the source of what's on this collection, because he was working that. He was working that vein at the time. No collection. We dig all sorts of jazz. I am as much a fan of hot jazz as I am of Herbie Hancock. So it's all over the place.
Yes. This Peep is just, it didn't dissolve.
So you can use it again?
I think I might reuse a Peep.
We're going to call this one the reused Peep.
The Peep reuse.
Peep reuse. We're going to a very strange place here.
The Peeps reuse would not excite you. Okay. And if anyone got that reference.
Boom.
Let's see. Let's go with...
The thumbs up for jazz. Well, you know something?
Well, yeah.
All sorts of things qualify as jazz out there. And I listen to a lot of things that qualify as jazz. And some things that kind of peripherally qualify as jazz. There's a lot of stuff that used to fit. There was a jazz festival in New York City that had...
Peep Redux. I love it.
That I think was called Bang on a Can. And that was all about like these really noisy artists. And I think you're really skating around what could be called jazz just because it's improvised. But the simple fact is there's a ton of stuff that you would call jazz by any stretch of the imagination.
Kevin, we're in upstate New York. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're in upstate New York. So
yep.
If you happen to be passing by on Interstate ET4, say that 5 times fast.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Let us know. Okay, so I'm calling that 5 dashes.
Big thumbs up for Mancini over here. Yeah, Charlie. Excellent idea.
One Night in Bangkok. Yes, Samantha. Good call. She got it. All right. Bang on a Can was more minimalism and post-minimalism. Okay, well, I'm glad you pointed that out. I will let Paul come back and feel that. Okay, but that was, I did 5 dashes of chocolate bitters. Not sashes, dashes. Ugh, okay. And then I'm going to do...
Did you say yuck?
I said ugh.
Yuck.
I did 5 dashes of chocolate bitters. Now I'm going to do 5 dashes of peach bitters.
Starting out with a really heavy bitter hit here.
Yes. And then... Poor Peep. But you know what? This Peep signed up for it.
It did. Remember, you knew the job was dangerous when you took it, Fred.
Okay, let's call that a 1/4 ounce of fresh lemon juice. We're drizzling all of this directly over the Peep, by the way.
You really want to dissolve that sucker, don't you?
I do.
We're doing our best, folks. We're doing our best.
I am so sticky at this point.
I'm out of paper towels. What did you do with yours?
It's still in here.
Oh, my.
It's all dried out and gross. Okay.
We can refresh that. There's no need for you to be sticky back here.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Seriously.
No joke.
This poor keyboard, you know?
If we make a commitment to stay in this house, we might need to put a sink into this living room.
And if you put it in a sink, you can always unput it in a sink. That is a simple fact.
I'm just thinking of, like, when we're dead and gone, the people looking at this house will be like, did they seriously have a sink in their living room?
I think they're going to question why we have a switch on the outside light, and I think to turn it off.
Well, that makes sense, though, right?
I know that sounds like the stupidest damn thing, but it's like it's on a sensor. If you're out there, it's going to keep turning on when you're out there lighting a fire. So I had to put in a switch to just have a complete kill switch when we don't want it at all.
I got it.
Otherwise, I'm glad to have it on a sensor. Somebody goes creeping around your backyard, turn the light on. So
I got it. Do we have a half-ounce measure down there? Is this half?
Small side is half.
Okay.
Small side is
half.
Let's
do a half ounce of vanilla liqueur.
And
I'm also drizzling that over my Peep. This Peep is so resilient.
Holding up here, folks. Just saying.
Man. So much respect. This Peep is... Oh, you took away my paper towel, though. Thank you. This Peep is so resilient. And then I'm going to fill, drizzling over its head with my grapefruit rosé.
The rosé. Jazz with whiskey. Yes. Yes, it does.
He's still floating. He is still floating.
Check this fellow out.
They are still floating.
Check that fellow out. Awesome.
Or check that they out.
I love this. Mancini back on a can of super chicken. Hi, Booze. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got that. Got that happening.
Check them out.
Everything's just scary that it won't dissolve.
Check them out. I love it. It's really good, too. It needs an ice cube, which I happen to have behind me.
That is sweet without being cloying, although the longer it sits there, I bet the more it will get that way.
That's why I'm adding ice.
There we go. Oh, favorite LP from Peter, Love Supreme. Mr. Coltrane, hello.
Love it.
That was the original title of a Spike Lee movie, originally titled Mo' Better Blues, which I saw. So I remember being very interested in a film called Love Supreme.
Oh, Peter loves this party.
Oh, why, thank you. Yeah. That's Tom.
Hello, Tom. Yep.
Yep.
Bang on a can, All-Stars, Super Chicken.
I'm saying. Got a big shout out to a lot of things here.
Yeah.
But definitely. So I'm checking out this comment here about Anthony Braxton. Oh, NC. You know, that's actually not my favorite Terry Riley, but it's a pretty cool piece. He's one of those contemporary, like, not a jazz composer.
Peep is living the life, right?
But it's a little more of a symphonic composer. Yeah.
This Peep is, like, doing all the shots, right?
All the fun stuff. I've actually been listening.
It is scary that it won't dissolve. I agree with you.
When I find out that I just need to relax a little, Rainbow and Curved Air. That definitely does the job. You can find that several places these days. And he's pretty cool. I like Terry Riley a lot, and I like Lamont Young a lot. Lamont Young is a lot less relaxing. Let's just say that. But back to the whole era of, are we talking Mancini? Did somebody actually say, yeah, Gun should be in everyone's collection because, and once you own this one,
all I can think of
is
Nights Are F. Gone.
Been listening to that new wave station on the weekends, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
If you own the first one, you might as well own the sequel. If you don't know this by now,
Gone.
More music from Peter Gunn, because the first one was huge. This album launched the whole TV soundtrack theme.
Peep is
suddenly every show had to have a jazz soundtrack. Boom. This thing went through like 50 pressings in a year. It was just huge. So they had to come out with a sequel. The sequel was great. Absolutely great. You will not be disappointed at all. And if you happen to like Mr. Lucky, which is the sequel show from Blake Edwards, this one was about a guy running a gambling ship.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Kind of fun. We've seen some Mr. Luckies. They're pretty fun. This is a really great score. There's some fantastic Very laid back West Coast jazz.
And hello, I don't really know a good name. I'm glad to see you.
But I'm
here.
glad that you're here no matter if you don't know
Thank
your
you.
name.
I'm glad you like our style.
The great thing about an album like this is that you can find an album that is basically an entire cover of that album. So here's the same music by Richard Maltby. And you think, wow, what the hell? Well, you put this on and you go, wow, that's cool too. I want to own both of those.
Okay.
So we do, you know. You find a lot of
So
covers of the entire Peter Gunn score. And as a matter of fact, I think the big hit version was not Henry Mancini's orchestra. It was like Ray Anthony had a huge hit with Peter Gunn. And then like a lot of artists did. Suddenly it was Duane Eddy had a big rock hit with Peter Gunn. And then I think 20 years later, Art of Noise covers Peter Gunn with Duane Eddy.
Oh, I remember that, yeah.
That was a big hit in the 80s. So it's just like, it goes on. It goes on and on. Gunn is just an essential rock riff. So there you go. You need to own all of this. So it's not that hard to find. Peter Gunn was in print for ever. It's still in print. You can just go and download it right now. You can just go and stream it right now. If you want a copy on vinyl, you've got your choice of which one you can get.
Oh, Tom posted it on my personal Facebook feed. So if you're there,
go grab the gun.
Go grab it. Yeah.
If you're of a certain persuasion, you're like, I play tapes. There was a double album 8-track tape that had Peter Gunn and more music from Peter Gunn. There you go. We own it. Sounds great. Seriously. It's crazy that it should sound like that,
says
but
last month I got around to building some album shelves.
About time, you know?
Gosh, you know.
Yeah, we need...
these things take time.
We need about 25% more LP storage space. We've also been selling things. So if you want to go up on not Spotify. Discogs and find some things. I think it's Captain Q is selling those.
Captain Quad.
Yeah. Captain Quad is selling some records. We have some things for sale. If you're saying to yourself, well, I don't know, well, I might be interested. Send me what you're interested in, and let's see what we've got. We've already had one correspondent actually do so, and I was able to make a deal with some very nice records. So there are some things that just need to leave the house, and I'd be very happy if they were on your turntable. So that happens too from time to time. Now I'm out of stuff.
I know, there you go.
Yakking away. Haven't cracked that white wine yet, the Pinot Gris.
Do it. If you're interested.
That would be nice.
I bought it because it was local. I shopped local. This one is from Warwick Valley Winery. 2018 Pinot Gris, a New York white wine.
Pardon me? A wine glass? A cube?
Do you think you'll open it? Because I will open it and pour us each a taste.
I wish you would.
Okay.
Let's do that right now. Yep. Find your local winery. At this point, I think wine's being made in every state. I think Alaska makes wine. I don't know. It's all being done. Certainly everybody is distilling. So find your local distillery. We need...
It's a cork.
Popper topper.
I got a corkscrew. Hold on.
Happen to have a corkscrew right here.
Oh, you do?
No, you have a corkscrew right
okay.
here. I'm talking...
I saw one today, but...
Proceed. Go on.
Hold on.
Of course there is one.
I saw one. I was going through here earlier today, and I thought, oh, a corkscrew. We might need that, and I didn't pull it out.
As it turns out, Zinfandel, Tom. Oh, and also, yeah, no problem with the Art of Noise. It suddenly occurred to me, wasn't there a hit in the 80s? That was Art of Noise.
Yes.
They had like a little chart action, and suddenly they had this big sort of chart hit with Peter Gunn. Well, Peter Gunn is usually worth reviving, so hell. And I seem to recall they got Duane Eddy to play on that, which is kind of great.
Ooh, an oil rain lamp. We don't have any of those.
Yeah.
I would love to find one.
They need clean. They all need cleaning. If it had simply been completely encased for years, it would still need cleaning. Okay. But the fact that if it's exposed, it picks up all this dust, it turns into a mess. So you really have to like completely gut it out and replace the oil in it. That tends to like sort of dry out a little bit too.
Give me your... Do you still have your tasting glass? I'll give you another one if you don't.
I do. It's not far.
This isn't a fancy tasting session.
No.
If you still have an old tasting glass, I will reuse it.
Let's be real. There we go. Route 66 theme on vinyl. Find the way to find that. There was no soundtrack album for 66, which was a really pretty cool show into the day. two guys driving across the country in a '63 Corvette.
Well,
big thumbs.
What's not to like?
What's not to like on that? The theme was, I think, Nelson Riddle.
Yeah.
There is a Nelson Riddle TV themes album which features that. Great version of that. And the rest of that is just great themes.
It comes up on all the Ultra Lounge collections.
Yes. You'll see a picture. There's a big like road sign, Route 66. Find that, Capitol Records, done. There you go.
This is good. I thought it would be.
Yeah.
It's local.
Yeah.
You know, one of our local wineries. Oh, Glendora's wine tasting tour. Seriously, let us know if you're interested, because I will pursue this, but I don't want to pursue it and have 3 of us go on this tour. Yeah. Yes, the stripper. You are right. If you're interested in Glendora's wine trail tour, for real, let us know. I don't want to put this all together and be like, yeah, no.
Could use some help with the whole planning of the thing, but we need some demand to happen so that we know we could do the book.
I don't really know a good name. Oh, you're so sweet. And Elizabeth says, any Chris Isaak vinyl you care to part with? Do we have any Chris Isaak?
Dang it, no. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I wasn't picking that sort of thing up at the time. So I'm sorry to say. Because there was like 2 or 3 things he did at the time that definitely came out on LP.
Right.
And that were probably pretty hard to find thereafter.
Abrazen,
might
okay.
be a reason for it. So
yeah.
I need to do something else with this baby right here. So I started out with a glass and a cube. That's a pretty good place to start. You're going to want to add something to that. We are going to add a healthy dose of this Pinot Gris.
Wait, no, what are you making?
I'm just going to make a wine cooler kind of thing. So
far it's all Pinot Gris.
It's all Pinot Gris.
I got to write it down.
Even if it's just a glass of Pinot Gris, you have to write it down.
I do.
We seldom have a glass that is one thing.
I got to have a record.
We don't really do shots on this show, so it's not going to be like, the name of the drink is a shot of whiskey.
I'm going to call that...
Glass, shot of whiskey.
I'm going to call that 4 ounces.
Repeat, you know. No, we don't do that. That's about right.
Okay.
All right, so this wants a little bit of lemon.
Couldn't hurt?
Nope, not at all. Splash of the lemon juice. I'm going to go with the chocolate bitters.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're really working that sort of candy thing here without going very candy.
Yeah, no, I don't think this would be sweet at all.
A couple of dashes of the chocolate
I'm going to call
bitters.
that 4 dashes of chocolate
That sounds about right. And I think that a lemon twist at this juncture would be an excellent idea.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So we're going to go to express a little oil into there.
Yep.
And I'm going to like rub the rim.
Rub rim.
Rub rim.
Rub rim.
Rub rim.
In stereo.
And there we go. And drop in. And there we go. Very aromatic. Try that on the nose and say, oh, wow. You know?
Smells good.
Yeah.
It smells very lemony.
Yeah, it should. I've added a modicum of the...
That's really good.
Lemon juice. And enough of the peel to give it a lot of aroma.
That's really good. You could serve that on Easter.
You could basically drink that all day long. If you wanted to add a splash of seltzer,
I'm thinking, like,
not a problem.
I'm thinking you're people who maybe don't drink cocktails and like, oh, I'll just have wine.
I'll just have
you
wine.
could serve them that and like, ha ha ha, you just had a cocktail.
It's been dosed up a little bit. There is not enough of high-proof stuff in here to make a difference at all. It's just bitters. And then you've got a little bit of the lemon juice. That cuts the sweetness of the wine a little, which is nice.
That's very sweet.
Hey, you know? And then the twist. The twist is a classic thing to throw into there.
I like mine with a twist, John Smith.
When I want to drink a sparkling water, I keep it simple and I keep it domestic. I drink swill.
Can we drink old man beers on the Glendora Wine Fest? That will be like the Sid sub-tour.
Sid sub-tour, you know? Anyway, I'm here with Glennie, and she said I got to come along, but, you know, I can't drink that much wine. So, you know, because I'd have to be going to
Peter's down for the wine tour. Okay.
If I had that much wine, I'd be going to the can every half an hour. So
Amy, I am counting on you. So I will be in touch because I can't do this alone.
Let's figure this out. There's a point where this could happen.
The buddy hop.
So
okay.
It seems like it should.
I love this idea. I'm all about doing this. Only if they go in a box.
You know, there are individual little boxes out there that come with a little screw cap, which are pretty hilarious. I'm not sure Franzia does those, but should. I'm just saying the individual size wine box.
Franzia does have the individual size wine box, yeah.
I think we just found the bus party favor, and there you go. And away we go. That's hilarious.
Oh yeah, Route 66 is the best, Tom.
It's one of the great themes out there. It's very cool. It's just like made for cruising along through the desert.
Yep.
Just brilliant. I'm trying to think of what else actually, the actual song Route 66, the Bobby Troop song.
Oh yeah.
By anybody does the job.
I was about to say, like, what happened to my drink? Oh, there it is. That's not what I was about to say. I was about to say, I was working out in the yard last weekend, and Paul, who would not dream of working out in the backyard without music.
Can't work without some tunes.
Came out and put on Depeche Mode for me. And Route 66 came up. So
just like
I was
that.
like, yeah, they did cover that, didn't they?
Yes, they did. That's the other one. They covered that. Yeah, that was kind of like the other sort of like 50s cover in that period. That hit kind of big on the charts.
Nancy Sinatra covered it.
Yep.
Everyone covered it.
But you know, the Depeche version is very good. It's very suitable. It sounds like them, and it's the song.
Yep.
It's pretty awesome. Yeah, I just remember thinking to myself, what do you need?
Oh, Asleep at the Wheel. We love Asleep at the Wheel, Jazz.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Hello. Their Christmas album just kills it.
Kills it.
Just,
yes.
She loves that. So check that out come Christmas time. I love that
Christmas album.
But, you know, they are real, like, contemporary masters of Western swing.
Yes.
So definitely worth checking out. In a way that the Squirrel Nut Zippers, aforementioned, are actual real masters of sort of a hot jazz sound. Got a real good thing going on. There's a lot out there that would probably fit the title, the sort of generalized category, roots rock. And I think all of these groups skate around that. Some of them veer a little country, some of them veer a little R&B, but it's all the same thing. We happen to have an AM radio station across the river, which apparently plays this kind of stuff all day long.
Across the street, right?
No, across the river. I think they're in Poughkeepsie. And we
I'm
cannot...
wall radio.
Yeah, we cannot receive them for hell or high water because their power is too low. I feel like just winning the Powerball and saying, here, 10,000 watts, because you need to be further out there. I don't think they're on the internet, which is really too bad. And I think the fact that there's an AM station playing that, that's great. We happen to have a fantastic AM receiver. I would love to receive that. So that's one of those things, you know, wherever it comes. AM radio these days is full of a bunch of yakking. Oh, who cares? The fact that somebody's playing music, big thumbs. Big thumbs. We still listen to a lot of FM. I'm glad that there's a lot of things on there worth listening to. So we talk about just very, very rootsy things. I would say like virtually any style of music between about 1951 and 1991. It's like, you know, that's in our wheelhouse. We would just put that on any time of the year. And it's not like I will not listen to something recorded today because there's a ton of stuff.
Well, yeah.
Ton of stuff. Every week I listen to the Kids Show on WFMU, and he's playing new music all the time. And it's just, you know, is it kiddie stuff? No, it's just good music. It's a lot of fun. We're good with that.
Doug says a proper super heterodyne receiver would do better than a chip radio.
Well, the lady here is very fond of crystal radios.
I'm sure you're right.
I myself understand.
I don't know what you just said, but I trust you, Doug. So
I myself think that a proper regenerative is an excellent machine, but a superhet is, of course, the champion.
I don't know what that
things.
means, but yay for it.
If you want to completely max out on AM radio, find one of those 50s receivers designed to do AM FM stereo, because those will top it out in a way that nothing else will.
I'm so glad you're here, Tom. Your comments have been fabulous, and I've enjoyed them. So
I'm glad that you could join
in. Yeah.
You know, we're here to inspire conversation. We had a fantastic conversation about an hour ago about candy. And it just went from there.
Oh, Kevin says, tell us what one artist you would each choose if you could only listen to one artist from now on. Only one. Only one. All right, I know, but you tell me.
I'm still thinking, so you might as well give that up. One artist, I usually don't...
Elvis.
Elvis? Yeah.
Elvis.
You go a really long way on Elvis.
Elvis.
A really long way on Elvis. If I were to choose one, I'd have to, like, drop out of society for a while and come back as somebody else because I'd want to choose somebody else. So the fact is, I don't usually play those games. But if I were to say,
you gotta, you're in.
I've been given a challenge. If I were to think, like, give me just one thing, this is all you got. Who has the most variety that I could listen to for a really, really long time? Given that choice, Duke Ellington.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can we be together on this deserted island? Because we could have Duke Ellington
you
and
could kind of
Elvis.
like that a lot. I mean, there's like, the band starts out with a small combo, goes to a really big
Elvis needs both. I would go with Elvis. Liberace. I know.
Blame.
For me, Liberace would be all about the fashion. I know, Amy, it's hard, right?
You got somebody else.
Can't do it.
Look, one artist is ridiculous. I do not play these games because there's no way that I will stand one artist forever. However, you want to give me one choice right now on the spot, there you go. Next week, it's going to be a different answer. An hour from now, it's going to be a different answer.
Next week, I might say, I don't know.
It's selling Elvis.
Someone else, but
definitely.
I kind of want it to be a woman, but
ooh,
I had to say Elvis.
Doug Scott looking for Scott. And FM with an output from multiplex. Could you get the multiplex converter? Wow.
Sailing Elvis. Captain
that's a cool
Elvis.
Setup. Twice in my life, I've had offers on a Scott receiver, which I haven't actually actioned on. And they're really cool. But, right now we got a great Fisher. Well, they were available. And
oh, no, I thought you meant you had it for sale and you didn't sell it. I was like, why didn't you sell it?
The
vacuum, just sell it.
The vacuum tube stuff that we have found includes Dynaco, which is great, Fisher, which is just the king of the whole thing, and Harman Kardon, which disappeared. I no longer have that.
Disappeared?
I don't know where it is. It was not any great shakes. Don't think that.
When my stuff disappears, I know where it went. But
yeah, I don't. I usually do, but I don't. But I kept the Fisher. Actually, I reclaimed the Fisher. I gave it to a friend to fix. He never did. I reclaimed it. I fixed it, and now it's working great. Really good machine.
Okay.
Does AM, FM, multiplex stereo, does the whole thing. Really good machine.
Oh, Zappa. Oh my gosh. Well, Zappa. I love Zappa. Yep.
Yeah. Frank he runs the gamut. He really does.
Kevin says my choice changes too. Errol says he'd listen to a painter that plays all the other music artist songs. Yeah. I love that.
Well, that kind of sounds like when, who am I thinking of? Who did the drip?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, Paul, don't mean a thing. Oh, love it. Love it, Tom.
Anyway, we go. When Jackson Pollock was making his famous
another vote for Elvis, but what about the monkeys? Elizabeth's saying, what about the monkeys? Who doesn't love the monkeys?
Hey,
You show me someone who doesn't love the monkeys, and I'll show you someone with no soul.
When I was thinking about artists and jazz, when Jackson Pollock was making his famous drip paintings, he was typically listening to jazz.
Really?
Apparently. Yeah.
Okay.
And that was probably people like Charlie Parker and Dizzy Gillespie.
101
That's absolutely perfect.
Does do covers.
Absolutely perfect.
And I love those covers.
When Jack Kerouac was driving across the country with his buddy Dean, right? Yeah. He was listening to jazz. They were just listening to the radio. They were just playing a lot of bebop. Circa 1947, 48. Like, that period I could live in. Very cool.
Right.
Except for the cigarette smoke. A lot of cigarette smoke. But outside of that, I could live
So
with
much cigarette smoke.
You want to see these guys at on 52nd Street? You're going to have to like get lung cancer because that was just the way of the day.
Yeah.
But these players were so good. I mean, Fats Navarro, guys like that. Jeez,
Barbara says, love Jackson Pollock even more now, right? The sound effects.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, well, you would know that.
I do not.
You don't?
Astro Sounds.
What?
Astro Sounds.
Oh, Astro Sounds, yes.
No, that's a killer.
Astro Sounds is, I love it.
And there's more than that. Underwood and Strings also did 2 albums with Les Baxter, which are well worth your time. Very cool. And they did a lot of cover albums of just 60s hits, like Sounds of Today, a lot of fun. And then, like, in the 70s, when that whole, like, surround sound thing hit, like, they did 20 albums in quad. Big fun.
In quad.
Yeah, to boot. It's almost like Enoch Light. Enoch Light, I'll put a vote in for him, but definitely.
But did he write songs or did he cover songs?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely both going on. It's like the Enoch Light Quartet, or it's like Dick Hyman Trio did a version of Autumn Leaves, and the intro to that was integral to the theme to Mad Men.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You listen to it and you're like, oh, hey,
that.
I recognize that. It's a very subtle little thing, and they sampled it.
I will say.
They put a little hip-hop thing on there. Kind of fun.
I will say, I stick by Elvis. I'm Elvis all the way, but I think about the Beach Boys, and I'm also, like, my number 2 is Brian Wilson. So, if we can have number 2s on our deserted island, I choose Brian Wilson.
A great voice. Yeah. Great voice, great group, great artists.
How do you folks feel about Lenny Bruce? Love Lenny Bruce and Les Baxter.
Hey, Lenny was really out there.
I'm trying to love your comment, and Facebook is.
We're
not
actually wrapping in a lot of things here, including the TV show Mrs. Maisel. Big,
yes,
heavy,
right. I love
heavy
Mrs. Maisel.
Lenny Bruce thing
love
going
it,
on there. Very nostalgic. Lenny's
love
routines. He was like everywhere. He had several albums on fantasy, which are very influential. And then he was just being pursued so heavily by the FBI that he just got really paranoid. Right. And then eventually, by the end, there he is at the Fillmore West doing concerts. Actually, it was just a Fillmore
Sir Tom Jones. We have seen Sir Tom Jones live.
Sir Tom Jones.
Yes.
There's Lenny, and he is the headlining act, and who was the opening act in 1966? The Mothers of Invention. And this is like his last gig before he dies. So, there are recordings of this. You can find them. The Mothers set is great. You want to see video of that. It's not out there. I'm sorry. But that's fun.
Sound effects.
That's fun.
Oh, my gosh. Radiohead. Oh.
Big fun. Big fun.
So much fabulousness. I can't stand it.
If it sounds like I only listen to stuff that's 20 years old, I mean, there's always the Temples. I actually remember finding their stuff on the radio and saying, these guys are pretty cool. And I liked them a lot.
This one will listen to anything, literally.
True. I'll answer to that.
He is completely democratic about what he will listen to. It does not matter. He will listen to anything. I am a little smidgen more picky, but I will listen too, because
you have very broad tastes.
I do have very broad tastes. So if you send me something, I will listen to it.
I will listen to many things that are much more abrasive sounding, and many things which are much less musical sounding, and many things which are very, very poppy sounding. Like, at the end of the day, like, the whole, like, bubblegum pop thing. Oh, man. Tommy James, all over it.
Yep.
So, like, that's the peculiar thing about that. Back in the day, you might have called that Catholic tastes. That's a very specific term that doesn't really mean everything it used to. But it's broad. I will try anything out. Maybe it's worthwhile.
Yeah, I will listen to anything, Rusty.
Any era. I will listen to Cylinders. I will listen to a download. It's whatever works. Because at the end of the day, it's all music. When Edison was recording it, it was music. When you're putting it together in GarageBand, it's music. At all it is. We make music these days.
He'll dance to anything by Depeche Mode. When the Velvetones are covering it, it is still music.
Die behind the wheel.
Dark Wave. I love Dark Wave, Peter. You just set me down in front of a Dark Wave set. I'm happy as the cold.
You know, we start with Dep Mode, which is pretty dark, and then we're suddenly hitting the Sisters of Mercy, and bam, there we go.
I do love me some Dark Wave.
Who knows? Who knows? It might even be Shriekback. I don't know.
I love me some Dark Wave.
We just try. Look, it's all worthwhile.
Yes.
We heard him mention the Monkees. Grew up on these guys.
I love the Monkees.
Of course. They run the gamut. They run within like a year and a half.
My Peep is still floating, by the way.
These guys completely run the gamut from total bubblegum pop, like just Don Kirshner stuff, to very, very far out stuff. Mm-hmm. At the end of their show, they're showcasing Tim Buckley. What? Come on. They're out there. Frank Zappa was on their show. Come on.
Oh, John says, after some serious thought, my exclusive artist would have to be either John Zorn or Beethoven.
Well, it sounds like you've got some serious stuff happening there, my friend.
Whenever I think of John Zorn, you got to remember I'm married to Paul. I'm not Paul. Whenever I think of John Zorn, I think of this article about him in, like, was it the New York Times or something? Which was talking about his apartment and said that he had his kitchen removed to make more room for music stuff. He just thought, like, well, I'll just go out.
Well, there's also the fact that he had a second floor to that apartment, which was a Zen garden.
Yes, I remember that.
So he has sort of a meditation room, and then there's a place for more media. And this is a West Village apartment.
Oh, wait. Michael Cortese is saying... All right. Oh, Kevin, thank you.
Please.
Michael is saying, like, do you like some dark jazz?
For instance, because there's all sorts of things that might fit that.
Barbara says, what about D-Light? We love D-Light.
I don't really like D-Light. I like the sample that they chose for their big hit a lot, because that's actually from the soundtrack of Blow Up. Back to Herbie Hancock. Thank you. Match cut. Bang.
We did that together. We didn't even plan that. We both went.
Bang, bang. Oh, and speaking of which, we had a big vote there for A Love Supreme.
Groovy is in the heart. I am still so sticky behind this. We need a sink. If we're going to stay in this house, we got to just put in the sink because this is nuts. Depeche Mode, Shriekback, the Monkees.
Hello.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes, and yes.
And that
big
pop artist, Coltrane. Yeah, this is a fun one. Always good to find a copy of this in the house.
Tilted down.
There we go, a little bit like that. 1965's. The lineup on this, Elvin Jones, Freddie Hubbard, Marion Brown, McCoy Tyner, Dewey Johnson, John Chikai, Archie Shepp, Pharoah Sanders. This is just like a lineup of the giants of the avant-garde at the time. Everybody played on this record. This is so cool. It's a lot of fun to listen to, too. You got to be into sort of a free thing. Too. It's not that abrasive, though. I mean, I've heard a lot of artists
not that abrasive.
Who fit that thing that are a little screechy.
John says, essential is rough.
I'm kind of fond of it.
Coltrane.
Look, he started out playing bop. You want to go into your monk? Yeah, I mean, he was playing that, and it was straight ahead, and he played huge clean lines. And he was playing with Miles Davis, and he gets like his own quartet, and he's playing crazy long solos, and then starts to get into really huge long compositions. It goes from there. He follows a lot of what was happening at the time.
I think we do like dark jazz, though.
We probably do. Yeah.
I wanted to say, House says, I wonder if you guys want to grow up. Oh, that's scary because, like, I feel like I haven't grown up, so...
Well, you're also a big fan of Tom Waits, who says he doesn't want to grow up.
I don't want to grow up.
But
Man.
I recommend all of these artists. They're all worth investigating. At the end of the day, I remember being on a bus ride once, and there was like some blabbermouth who thought he knew everything, and he was talking to some young lady about, like, jazz, and he was like, well, what you need to know about jazz is the following, blah, 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 blah. And he goes at length about Kind of Blue. Look, Mr. Davis did a ton of stuff in huge, huge formats. I mean, it was like several different styles of jazz, and he just switched like a dime, and he didn't care.
Right.
I know that people just wanted to hear Miles do Miles forever. They wanted to hear him to do like that one thing forever. He just switched on to something else. But the combo that did Kind of Blue is pretty stellar, and they do great stuff. At one point, it was the second best-selling jazz album ever. At this point, I think it's the best-selling jazz album ever. And it is worth your attention. By the same token, you could also hear a lot else from Miles Davis that is well worth your attention. And you could also hear what used to be the best-selling jazz album ever, which was Dave Brubeck, Take 5. So there's a lot to go on. There's a lot more than that. I thought the guy was kind of a blowhard, and I thought he was simplifying because there's a ton of stuff you could whip out. But you could whip out like 4 or 5 things and say, listen to these things, and now you know what jazz is supposed to be about.
Okay.
It's about language, you know? I've heard somebody say, if you don't understand what it is, start singing what the soloist is playing. And maybe that helps. Maybe it doesn't.
Okay, so you gotta look at these. Paul, got an opinion on Cecil Taylor's unit structures.
Well, we saw him live, and he played...
We or you?
John
Okay.
and I...
Not me.
And our buddy Vince actually saw him live.
I did not see this live. Okay.
And I remember Vince had to leave because it was too intense. It was pretty heavy. He was really all over the place.
Okay.
On the keyboard. It's a very unique sound. And I enjoyed it, but I listen to a lot of stuff. So
No, just keep talking.
Oh yeah,
I got this.
We're talking about what's happening with Monk. You could go pretty far with Monk.
I got this.
He's a nut, and he plays really complicated stuff.
Amy says, "I hope you
well.
learned the guy on the bus."
Oh, well, we tried. I said nothing whatsoever. He was trying to make it with the young lady, and I thought, "Good luck, pal," because I don't think he did.
Uh-oh.
And
what?
There's a lot of artists you can hear about and listen to. I mean, Mr. Monk is definitely worth your time. Mr. Mingus is definitely worth your time. He's got like 2 or 3 really classic albums that you should simply know that have great playing. I think he plays I was thinking about this the other day, very symphonically, very cinematically, actually. It's like he's playing like movie scores. And he did do movie scores because he did do the improvised soundtrack to that movie. Yeah, I'm trying to actually come up with the name of the director off of a dime.
What's the movie?
Shadows. Cassavetes. 1960. He just improvised.
Probably Cassavetes.
Whole movie is Shadows, Cassavetes. He improvised.
I was going to say the director's Cassavetes.
He improvised the entire movie, and then he got like jazz over that, and it's really cool. And the soundtrack, the album
it's
actually
not the
has
notes he plays, notes he don't play. Amen, Rusty.
Yeah. Well, there's the thing about the notes, and the thing about the space between the notes. Okay. Sometimes
Sorry, I gotta take some pressure off my head.
Yeah. Ow. This is doing fine,
These
although
ears
it's
are
a little
joke,
hot.
But I'm not gonna take them off because I'm committed.
So there we go.
I am committed. But I really still a little pressure.
There. Look, there is the thing. There's a John.
No lie.
There's a John Cage thing about the notes and the space between, and the sounds and the silence, and I think that's very philosophical more than musical. I don't really consider him a
Hello, Rockin'
musical
Howie.
artist.
Good to have you here.
Hey. And I was just listening to Matt Monroe the other day when I was playing the lead vocal from Russia with Love.
Yes.
I think he's a bit underappreciated, but he is a really clean voice. I remember talking to somebody that when I worked in a record store who loved him, and he said, His real problem was that he had a terrible stage fright, so he drank a lot.
Oh.
So he left us early. And it's too bad because he really had a really nice tone.
Yeah.
Really nice tone.
Yes. Agreed. That's sad.
Oh, the vinyl, the contemporary, like heavy vinyl that's coming out that's reissued Blue Note stuff. Talk to Ray. He's picking all of this stuff. It sounds beautiful on a real system, you know?
Hello,
just
Devin.
amazing.
Good to see you.
Well, hello. Good to see you, kid. And in terms of, I'm trying to think of what other artists I could like whip out right now that are worth your time, that are definitely a lot of fun. Ornette Coleman he's kind of a crazy cat. You hear the name a lot if you're looking into these things, and it's not going to tell you too much. Get an album called Life of the Golden Circle. It was a trio, and the playing of that is really good. Definitely worth your time. I mentioned earlier this evening Herbie Hancock. If you're going to choose one guy and just explore the whole catalog, you are going everywhere from small combo jazz through soundtrack stuff into funk into very techno kind of sounding stuff.
Oh, are we in the mood? Are we talking James Bond? I'm in the mood for some View to a Kill. I love Grace Jones. Yes. Yes.
I was just playing
I was just thinking about View to a Kill today.
Entire score to today to Moonraker. Which I thought was okay.
Were you really?
Yeah, that was okay.
Because we
brief though.
Work in different spaces.
Offices.
So and I was thinking of A View to a Kill today. So
interesting, but true.
Yeah.
Yep. And I was also playing recently the entire score to Diamonds Are Forever because I just wanted to. I hadn't really heard these. The only one in which I'm intimately familiar with is Goldfinger, and I think that is my favorite of all of them as an entire score. It's not my favorite theme. But the whole thing is great.
We gotta catch
And
up.
of the scores available, I remember I've heard a lot of Thunderball, which I think is pretty great. I thought Diamonds is pretty killer, and I recently spun also You Only Live Twice. A lot of great cues.
Doug says real
Big
system
fan.
Or a rack cobbled together from thrift store and garage sale purchases. Well,
you know, if you get the correct stuff, you don't have a problem with that. There's a lot of great speakers on the secondary market right now. You can do very well in hi-fi. You really can.
Lisa says, doesn't he sing the song If You Leave Me Softly?
Oh.
Oh, by R.A.P.
Oh, geez, Chick Corea.
Yeah.
Speaking of bitches brew, man, that's just a thing. Big. I think
we keep getting texts, and I don't answer them because I'm on a live broadcast. But yeah, I think that might be it. I don't know.
You know, really, really huge names, and he figures out they're big, really, really big.
Criterion is streaming movies scored by Ennio Morricone this week.
Ennio!
Oh.
Speaking of your huge names and soundtracks.
Oof, wow.
You got Ennio and Nina, the two huge names in Italian soundtracks.
Yes, Tina Turner's song in GoldenEye. Fabulous.
I remember there was a theme, and I'm trying to remember the artist. It was one of the...
Oh, Moonraker. I love Devin. We love Moonraker in my family. That's a family movie.
That's one of the few Bonds that we saw in a theater when I was a kid.
Exactly. That is a family movie in my family. So
I mean, they were on TV.
I'm excited that you said that.
They were on television all the time. You know, you could definitely see Dr. No and Goldfinger and Thunderball. All that stuff was on television all the time when I was a kid. And one of the few things that was first released in a theater was Moonraker. And I remember thinking, wow, that's pretty cool. Because that was a far-out space nut,
By the way, this Peep is still floating. I'm just saying.
It has integrity. Although for my money...
We didn't think it would, but...
If you want like a killer opening sequence, Spy Who Loved Me, oh, man. Now that's pretty cool. Also a good theme.
Oh, Rockin' Howie says, love the movie Last of the Secret Agents with Nancy Sinatra from 1966. We're big Nancy Sinatra fans.
We have actually seen her live, and her band played that song
twice. We've seen her more than once.
We have, and it was very cool.
Yes.
I remember her specifically saying, you know, I kind of miss, with this band, I really miss the horns. Last of the Secret Agents theme. Very cool. Haven't seen the movie.
Oh.
The other one we really want to see.
Ben! Oh my gosh, Ben! How are you? Oh my gosh, Ben, we miss you.
We're too sober?
Hope you are well.
Are you sure, sir? You might have to come over and analyze that.
Ben.
But, hey, we try. We try our best.
Miss you.
I know. You know, Otto's is still open. Still happening.
Exactly.
Question of proximity.
Exactly.
We're talking about themes. We're talking about Nancy stuff. The other one that we haven't seen, and I'm sure this is out there somewhere, is a movie called The Cool Ones, which sounds like sort of a hip
I haven't seen
movie.
that.
And the big theme is a tune called This Town.
I love that song. I love that song.
And there's a version of that by Nancy, and there's a version of that by Frank. And I think we need to do a duet that's like both versions of This Town.
All right, well, we'll be starting that tomorrow.
Just killer. It's a Lee Hazelwood song, of course. Great song.
We'll be starting that tomorrow.
Very, very lovely
By the way, if you
song.
would like to book the Velvetones for any party in your area of the world, Paul and I will both be vaccinated very soon, so.
Actually, give us a month or so. We're in like Flynn.
Give us 6 weeks. No, 5 weeks. Give us 5 weeks and we'll be vaccinated.
5 weeks anyway. So we're trying our best here. But
we're doing what we can.
Listen, it's been hard for months, but suddenly it's opening up for everybody in
Hello, VP.
Hey.
VP says,
Plenty
I like
Tropics.
the cool ones. Oh.
Man, that movie has been like completely off the boards forever, but probably TCM is spinning it from time to time.
Yeah.
I really want to see that one.
Ben lives in Rhode Island now. Did you know Paul is from Rhode Island?
Well, I spent my formative years there anyway. Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. A lot of time on the Eastern Shore. So.
Where are you in Rhode Island, Ben?
Want to know, my friend? Because that's a pretty cool place to live, actually.
Devin and Jess are vaccinated. I love it. Oh,
you're in like Flint, kids.
It's going to happen. Okay.
Killer. The
cool ones. Yep.
Oh, yeah. It's one of those things. I think I'm kind of equating it with Lord Love a Duck, which is a similar picture.
Which is a weird movie.
Think,
but
yeah, it's
okay.
a weird picture.
It's a weird movie.
It's one of those things.
Whatever. You don't watch it because it's a great movie.
It's not, and that's not why you watch it. And we watch a lot of things which are not great pictures. We've seen a lot of award contending pictures recently because they are. And they're really good. The performances are stellar, script's good, production, everything like that sort of thing. It's really cool to see that kind of stuff.
Yes.
It's fantastic. And then we watch a bunch of junk because the junk can be very revelatory too.
Yes.
I'm good with that, you know. A film called Monster A Go-Go has probably the best theme I've ever heard in a motion picture. And the movie is so disappointing, I can't even describe it. You know?
Rusty says, I like playing the Bernard Herrmann soundtrack as a soundtrack to my projects around the house.
Herrmann?
I love it.
Herrmann is everywhere from Hitchcock all the way to
It's
Brian
the Bunny
De Palma.
Tipsy.
Yeah.
I would say an average amount of tipsy for this time of the night.
Not a crazy amount of tipsy.
I would say 50%.
Horror Party Beach.
Horror Party Beach.
Big note for that.
Rocks.
Delaire's New Jersey-based band.
Yes.
Were involved in some crazy, like... Yes. They actually happen to be perfectly involved in some, like, crazy murder scenario at a club in New Jersey in 1963.
What?
This is like... I gotta look that up again and remember what the hell was up with that.
Why didn't you not tell me about this ever before?
I thought you knew.
Yes! Devin, I saw you sign the lease. Okay, well, I didn't see that you saw... I did not see that you signed the lease, but I saw that you got the apartment, so yay.
And you're talking Tiki Haunted Mansion theme? I think you just made half of these people on this whole broadcast swoon.
That's so exciting.
You can go to town
so excited
very hard on that because you've got all of that Trader Sam stuff, and then there's also the Haunted Mansion stuff. Yeah, big fun. Big fun.
That's so wonderful.
If you need some sort of like black magic cocktails, we might be able to help you out with that.
From MST's Monster A Go-Go. Yes, I made that phone.
I made that phone noise.
Oh no.
Xanadu, palatial home of Charles Foster
Lord
Kane.
Lovedock, Disney World.
Oh yeah.
I have to say, Lord Lovedock, I was kind of like, oh, okay, but yeah.
There's that other one. There's that picture which has Liberace. And
Wait, that's what I'm thinking of.
the loved one.
Oh, the loved one. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
I was watching that movie going, I want to love it. I want to love it. It has Liberace. I want to love it. But I just fell asleep.
It should be better than it is.
But that was Lord Lovedock, not the loved one.
Yeah. Lord
Okay.
Lovedock is a different picture. Crazy picture.
Yeah.
There's this whole scenario which kind of reminds me of like Heather's going on. Like about just promotion and
Yeah.
people
I can see
getting
that.
killed. It's just kind of crazy.
Yes, Elizabeth, Dr. No. Yes to that.
We saw a few years ago at our local theater was showing this like
Archibald Jr.
vintage pictures and happened to show Goldfinger.
Yes.
That is
which was great.
very
It was great
cool
on a big
to
screen.
see on a big screen. Definitely.
And just say one name, please.
Yes. Goldfinger essentially is my favorite Bond score, the entire thing. It's a great picture. A lot of fun.
Heather's rules. I love Heather's.
Saw that recently for some reason, and
I
hadn't seen
put
in
it
a
on.
long
That's why we
time.
saw it. I put it on. I was
It
like,
is-
oh, look, Heather's. I'm putting it on.
Very dark and pretty sick. So I can't say that's a dis recommendation from me, because every time I recommend a TV show, it's something like
Dark and sick.
it's something like Crazy Ex-Girlfriend
Dark and sick.
or
Queen's Gambit. Dark and sick.
yeah, Dark and Sick. Seriously, John, you got to see this thing. Dark, sick, really, really,
Dark
really,
and sick.
really kind of sick. And what am I thinking of? Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Dark and sick.
Dark,
Sick.
dark, crazy, crazy, sick,
Dark
really
and
sick.
sick.
Yeah, that's all I can say. Check these things out; they're a lot of fun. I don't know. I don't know if Stagger's in that. I'm trying to remember who was in that. It was Liberace played the funeral director or the cemetery owner. He played the guy who was slinging the plots. And honestly, his like role is just so appropriate and sick. It's well worth seeing. But I think it was also, who am I thinking of? How does succeed in business?
So what? What's the...
No, how to succeed in business?
Robert Morse.
Robert Morse was in that. Yeah, he's like the young guy in that is Robert Morse.
Yes.
So there's a really kind of a weird cast.
All right, hold on. I'm on it.
Checking it up.
Robert Morse, Jonathan Winters,
Rod
Rod Steiger.
Steiger. Bang.
Rod Steiger.
Good job, my friend. But definitely Milton Berle, James Coburn, everybody's
I
in this
checked
thing.
out on that one. I had to be quick.
Wow.
I know.
Quick, get to that. You know, back in the day when you had to try to remember all this stuff.
Oh, Peter says my favorite theme from a movie is Tubular Bells from The Exorcist. I get that. I totally get that.
When I worked in a record store, at one point, two young women came in, and they were asking where could they find the music from The Exorcist.
Okay.
And they wanted it on CD. And at the time, this was not available. And I said, I remember talking to them, and I said, you're not going to find it, but at the end of the day, you're talking Tubular Bells by Mike Oldfield. That's on CD. So I just gave them some recommendations and we found it.
Cool Ones was just on TCM. Oh.
Oh, wow.
And
Roddy McDowell. Again, Roddy McDowell. That's the big double bill. Yep.
And he's in Side and Adventure.
And Lord Lovedock. So
And
there's
Lord
like a
Lovedock.
triple feature. The kicker
I never
about
saw, I haven't read the book.
the kicker about these two young ladies who were like talking about the Exorcist soundtrack is that one of them was getting married and one of them as her like wedding music. I think, okay, that's pretty far out. At the end of the day, it's a bunch of different things. Like you've got Mike Oldfield, you've got Krzysztof Penderecki, you've got all of this really harsh-sounding music, and you could find that all separately. So they had to do a lot more research back in the day. That was 30 years ago.
Yes.
But I suspect that was a pretty intense wedding.
It's a wedding.
Hello. Yes. Oh, please. Anything you know about.
I just love these comments.
Like, we're just letting it fly because we've gone from...
And books and paper.
Candy,
I'm writing all this stuff down so I can
movies,
look
music.
at it tomorrow.
Oh, please.
Oh, Abra had a crush on Roddy McDowell all through my teenage years. Whoa.
Well, he was a kid actor who became a teenage actor who became an adult actor. So he actually managed to transition well. He had a good career. It worked very well for him. I think it's not that well known, but so did Shirley Temple. She actually transitioned to a teenage actor.
She did.
And she actually did. She did pretty well with that. I don't think the films were huge. And at the point where she got to be sort of an adult actor, she said, all right, fine. She'd been doing it since she was about 4.
I've made millions of dollars. I can stop.
Made my fortune. I'm done with Hollywood. Well, Hollywood is a pain in the neck at that point in time. So, fine. But the fact is, like, all sorts of characters.
Hello, Ed.
Hey. Good to see you. Well, I'm still going. Although at some point, I guess we got to kind of shut this thing down. Because the fact is, I got a bottle of wine back, and maybe I could go for a while. I'm going to go with the Warwick Valley Pinot Gris.
You pour something over my Peep.
I just did. A little bit more, please. Ooh.
You could water him down.
We're really trying.
He was looking a little dry.
We're trying to dissolve the Peep, but it's not happening.
Oh my gosh, Ever says, have you seen Roddy's 1960s Malibu home movies on YouTube? No, but we will go look for them now.
I think we need to see these suddenly.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
I think we need to. That made me think of David McCallum's home movies.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the 60s when they were shooting The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
That's a bonus bit on the whole box set.
Yes.
Man from U.N.C.L.E. stuff.
Yeah.
It's actually like sort of a suitcase that's got 4 seasons worth of U.N.C.L.E.
Man.
Big fans of U.N.C.L.E. Oh.
So excited.
Great series.
I will definitely be looking these up, Opera, so thank you.
A ton of people have won U.N.C.L.E. And like the leads are just great. It's a lot of fun. Probably should have ran another season, but somebody had the bright idea to yank it. So, yeah. Wah.
What?
There's always some asshat who's actually an executive who says, get this thing off the air. And away you go.
Always some asshat. This is going to be one very well-marinated Peep. Amen. And he's still hanging out.
Oh, he's hanging. It's floating. Upright. I must say that.
Yeah,
I have to say
that's the revelation of the evening. These Peeps float.
They float up.
They float.
You figure this thing would be totally inverted by now, but...
I did. I figured, like, we'll get a few minutes out of it, and then it'll capsize and whatever, but nope.
Yeah, fine.
It will float.
Float for some time.
Yep.
Yeah. Clumsy. And that's on the computer.
That's what happens. So just go take care of that.
Probably down to stop the broadcast.
No, we'll keep going.
Oh.
You just go take care of that, and I'll keep this going. If you want to keep your Peep floating and you don't want to add any more liquor to your drink, just add a drop of blue food color and it will just clear that right up. Keep that Peep floating all night. Joe says, I would buy Peeps just to do that.
Yeah.
Rockin' Howie says, Out of Sight, the Boss spy movie from 1966 with the Knickerbockers, turtles, Freddie and the Dreamers, Gary Lewis and the Playboys, Astronauts, Dobie Gray. Oh my gosh. Those movies back then were the best.
Knickerbockers.
John says my mom had a minor crush on David McCallum.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm.
Well, who didn't? I love it. Yeah, this is what happens. I'm glad this happened because you can see it. The loved one is Bert from Mad Men. Yes! Yes. You're disturbingly silent over there.
Cleaning up.
All right, it's clean. You can start talking again.
Yeah. Gotta clean this side of things because things went all over the place.
They didn't. You're good.
No. Things slip. That's what happens.
It's all good. Got this. All right. Things spill, and that's just a party. Normally when we have a party, we always think like, well, I don't know, should we put out glass or should we put out plastic? We think like, well, we'll put out inexpensive glass in case things get broken, whatever. And the only people who ever break things at our parties are us. So, it's true. I'm sure he'll be back, you guys. But anyway, I think the revelation from this evening has been that Peeps float. No matter what you do to them, they float. Gotta catch up on my comments. Oh. Errol says he would have slipped it off the counter. Now, see, that would have been hilarious. Are you coming back?
No.
What are you looking for?
No.
Get another one. It's gone.
It's on. I'll find it.
All right. He's looking for his special towel. This is the best party I've been to in a long time. Well, Tom, I'm so excited that you were here. Come on over. Paul is best.
Oh, that's not mine.
I'm handing it to you.
It's not mine. All right.
Oh, man. Okay, hold on. Peeps. Henny Peeps. We're the luckiest Peeps. Aww. She weighs the same as Peep. She's made of wood. Yeah.
Big fun.
All right, and catching up on all the platforms.
A lot of platforms.
We are caught
There's a lot
up.
of time. Actually, this is a long broadcast tonight.
It is, but
Been on for a while. Had some good drinks.
with Peeps for just about every holiday. There are Peeps for just about every holiday, Julie.
Oh, they go on.
Yes.
They go on.
All right, I think I could do one more.
Got a drink in you?
Mm-hmm.
Got a few drinks in you.
All right.
Hello.
Gonna
All right.
hand you that.
This Peep has had a lot, and it's actually sagging
Yes.
a little, but it's not dead yet. Away it goes.
All right. All right.
Do you mind if we do?
Just okay.
Thinking about it?
I got one more in me.
Hmm.
So let's grab a Glendora wine glass.
I've had one tonight myself.
Have you?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. It's gone now because that's one that spilled.
There's more.
There is.
Don't be sad. Don't be mad and sad and bad.
It's still on the computer.
Don't be mad and sad and bad. All right.
Yep.
The zombie Peep. There you go. Okay. Abra, that's a good idea. Give me a peep, please. Give me a peep.
Wow.
So like Janet Jackson. Give me a peep. Give me a peep.
Very wet underneath there.
Fine, you take it. I've got another one in me.
There you go.
I got another peep in here. These poor peeps don't know what's coming. Ice your wine glass and shove a peep into it. Could you hand me the spray, please?
Certainly.
Thank you.
Okay. Do you have a towel?
No.
Oh, no.
I'm just spraying myself down. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. But let's go to
Get that going on.
So, wine glass with a peep. Man. Okay, got it.
Yep.
Okay, so your wine glass, your peep. Let's go to ten dashes of lemon bitters.
10 dashes. Wow.
Yes.
Heavy.
This peep is already like, what the hell? Okay, Harriet Craig, you cleaned the bar.
Would prefer that the computer doesn't conk out.
And if you haven't seen Harriet Craig, highly recommended on your reviewing.
Mm-hmm.
Good night, John.
Hey, see you, man.
Okay, 10 dashes of lemon bitters. Half ounce of chocolate liqueur. Pour it over your peep. And going for the grapefruit rosé. Fill grapefruit rosé. Pour over a peep. Oh wait, no, the peep is already in that recipe. You know what? I think I'll... No, wait. No, I did bitters. Okay, we're good.
So was that, it was really just...
We got it.
Bitters, chocolate, cola.
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Easy. Assemble a wine glass.
And it is good.
Yeah.
And that peep is floating.
They do. For hours, as it turns out. Give that a try.
Do it.
It's sticky, too. Oof.
It is sticky.
Definitely get that aroma of the chocolate bitters. Wow. Yep. Hello.
All right.
What?
So we got it.
So.
Peep Show. David, we did not have Peep Show, but we will be sending all of them to you tomorrow.
Yeah. As a sponsor, you will get them all.
Yes.
If you are not a sponsor, you will get one of them. You could always be a sponsor by going to...
Patreon.com/Velveteen Lounge.
Easy enough to find us. And we have levels of sponsorship starting at $5 a month. So.
Okay.
Well,
I think that's it.
A lot of fun stuff.
So much fun stuff.
A lot of great stuff. All sorts of topics covering chocolates all the way to movies and soundtracks.
Music, jazz.
You know what it is. We start with one thing, we go to 10 other things, and we're going to tell you how
Peeps.
it's
Oh my
all
gosh,
about.
Abra. Peeps would be so much fun in a punch bowl.
Your classic
Yes.
punches. Your classic punches out there are like a bunch of champagne and lemon sherbet and a bit of base liquor and some lemon juice, and then like marshmallows floating in the bowl.
Yes.
So, Peeps, right at home.
Yes.
But definitely, as always,
But
we're so glad
happy
you joined
Easter
us.
to everyone who's joining us.
If
And if you don't celebrate Easter,
not
happy
a problem.
spring.
Happy
You
spring.
know, happy spring. Happy Passover.
If you've been
Can
celebrating
you say that?
if you've been celebrating Passover for the past week, you still are.
Yes.
So, hey, happy leftover matzo ball soup,
Yes.
because that actually sounds pretty good right now.
Yes.
And as always, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, we will see you soon.
Friday, as a matter of fact.
True.
Good night.